Please. Oh, there we go. I don't know why my microphone decided it just didn't want to be plugged in today. Okay, cool. Hi, Wander. Hi, Kaiser. Hi, welcome in. Why am I live at this time? That fight was insane. That was insane. I mean, it might be Wander, Eggy, and Loaf, but I think it's... Because when we do a 3-stack with Eggy, it's also fun. So I think it's both Kaiser and Eggy that will up the elo. Versus, like, just... one? I'm not sure. But hi, Wander. We're gonna play a little bit of Steins Gate today. I'm late. We're gonna do 2 Steins Gate streams tomorrow, or next week to make up for it. Not tomorrow, but next week, hopefully, to make up for it. No shot the video comes out next week, probably the week after. Yippee. That's it. That's all I have. We might as well just start so we can do stuff. Well, yeah, hope you're doing well today. Alright. Where did we even leave off? We're just getting straight into it. How much of the game is there left? Okay, so we're on track to do one of the endings right now. Then there's another ending split off from the path we're on. Then we gotta backtrack back to the other path to do the other ending there. And then hopefully that should also lead us into the true ending. And that should be it. So a lot. A decent amount. Is it too loud, by the way? Or is it good? Where did we leave off last time? Moeka tried to save... Maho. Before they deleted Amadeus. Amadeus did get deleted eventually. Real Kurisu made it through Amadeus somehow and talked to Maho. And then that ending ended there. Then we swapped over to our new ending where, oh my god, there's a chance... Well, Okabe went back in time, or went into the other timeline with Kurisu alive in there. They had a moment together, but then Kurisu sent him back. Okabe talked to... Well, Okabe is talking with, I forgot her name. What's the red-haired girl's name? Mayuri's daughter. Real. Mayuri's daughter. Okabe talked to her for a little bit, and now she's turning into Kurisu because she might have her memories. Kagari. You're gonna say second Kurisu, aren't you? Kurisu, you're so sick. Yeah, Kagari is turning into Kurisu, so that might actually be an issue. But that is where we were. Okay. I can't believe it. No, but it's true, isn't it? On the train back, Maho Hyajo was having trouble controlling her excitement. 2 girls who said they came from the future. And Rintaro Okabe... Alright, and we told Maho to help us get some more information about everything. 2 girls who said they came from the future, and Rintaro Okabe's story about the time leap machine. Normally, she'd never believe them. But if Kurisu Makisei's mind had made these things possible, she could accept them. Kurisu was a genius. She just might be capable of it. To Maho, Kurisu seemed capable of anything. And most of all, she'd seen it for herself. On the way back from the lab, Suzuha had taken her to the top of the radio building and showed her a real time machine. It was night, and she didn't have a lot of time to look at it closely, but she could tell at a glance that it wasn't made with modern technology. Honestly, she wanted to start work on making another one tomorrow. No, right now even. But she had something to do first. Get mind controlled? The time leap machine that Kurisu had made. She needed to make an improved version. That meant she was going to be practically living at Okabe's lab for a while. So she decided to get what she needed from the office in Wako City. It's time to make a time machine. Oh god. This only ends well, right? From outside the building, she could see that the lights were still on despite the late hour. No! Yeah, it can only end well, right? Maho. As soon as she got inside, Dr. Leskinen rushed over, his face pale. What happened here? The room had been clearly ransacked. Of course, the place barely had anything in it to begin with, so with a quick glance, it was hard to see what had changed. But Maho and Dr. Leskinen's desk had clearly been searched. The drawers had been locked, but the locks have been broken and their contents spilled out. Dr. Reyes hadn't brought much of anything, fortunately, and so she'd escaped with very little damage. But her drawers had been dumped out too. What happened here? Someone broke in. A thief. It was like this when I got here. It might be espionage. In an empty office like this. Oh yeah, Dr. Reyes was the bad one from the last ending. I wonder if that sticks. Wouldn't it make more sense to hit the Riken Institute next door? Only a few people even knew this office existed to begin with. Suddenly Okabe's words began to take on a new meaning for her. Could this have something to do with what he'd said? Was a secret war over the time machine already beginning? Anyway, Maho, I want you to see if anything's been stolen from your things. Okay. Maho seems to get robbed in every timeline. Is that just a consistent thing? Well, anything taken? No, nothing of mine. She checked the desk and the drawers and couldn't find a single thing missing. What about you two? I don't seem to have lost anything either. I looked at my computer, but I don't see any trace of access by a third party. Is it Maho or everyone related to their university? Maho specifically because they ransack her hotel room too. I think. I guess they ransacked the office building as well. I think it's everyone related to the brain science sector at least. The laptop? Yeah, because she has Kurisu's laptop. Although sometimes they just want Amadeus rather than Kurisu. I looked at my... Okay. You're sure nothing was stolen? Yes. Come to think of it, Maho, what about your laptop? Was that stolen? Oh, I left that at the hotel. It should be fine. I see. I hope you're right. What do we do? Call the police? If nothing was stolen, it might not do us any... I pressed a button. Hold on. If nothing was stolen, it might not do us any good to make a fuss. You're right. Maybe we should just wait and see what happens. Ma wasn't sure that was a good idea, but she could understand that going to the police would be a big hassle. Especially since they weren't Japanese to begin with. And more than anything, Dr. Leskinen probably didn't want to lose time that could be spent on research. The same was true of Maho, too. Actually, Professor, I have a favor. I need a favor. Sus, it is weird, but sometimes Dr. Leskinen... in the other timeline, Dr. Leskinen was evil. In this timeline, it seems like he's not really in on it, because Reyes shot Dr. Leskinen, at least on the last ending. I don't know if it'll stay true here either. Dr. Leskinen agreed to give her a vacation much more readily than she expected. Maybe coming to the office over New Year's had paid off. Now she'd been able to focus on the time leak machine. When she got back to her hotel room, she quickly got her things ready. She wasn't checking out of the hotel, but she needed clothes and other things so she could stay at the lab for a while. Maybe they're on the same side, but can betray each other easily. Leskinen seemed very confused, though. Like he wasn't sure why she was doing what she was doing. And on the first route, Dr. Leskinen was after time travel stuff. In the last route, it was just Amadeus being stolen, which Dr. Leskinen had full access to already. Okay, the last thing I need is... Once she finished packing her bag, she grabbed another bag that was placed next to it. There's a laptop and a portable hard drive that she'd gotten from Kurisu's mother after her death. I'm still not sure what all the factions are. CERN, Russia, the American government, and that's it, I think. And Okabe, I guess. There was a laptop and a portable hard drive that she'd gotten from Kurusu's mother after her death. She tried many times to crack the password, but never managed to succeed. She knew that she wouldn't have time to do anything with it, but she still didn't want to leave it here. That's right, wasn't he? After she made one last check of her things and got ready to leave the room, an idea came to her. Not a bad idea, if I do say so myself. Maybe this is what Kurusu wanted? She quickly shook her head and chased the idea from her mind. Kurusu would get mad at her. Life and death were like a binary, 0 and 1. You could be one or the other. There was no will that existed after death, if it existed at all. It existed inside the brain. Oh, back to Okabe. Several days passed and I still have no idea who planted the memories in Kaguri's head. I went all the way out to talk to the priest who'd found her and even questioned the locals in the surrounding area, but I had no luck. Suzuha seemed to be doing her own research. She hadn't been back to the lab since then. She was in touch with Daru at regular intervals, so I didn't think she was in any danger. I asked Tanoji and Moeka again, but neither of them seemed to have any luck. In this world line, the lab hadn't even been attacked. Okay, I think it's been long enough. Do you not have game audio? Your echo is up. You're so sick and twisted. You're a sicko. I'm gonna feed your botlet. Thanks, Wander, I guess. You're so sick. I should have turned that off after I ended stream. Thanks, Wander. I'm gonna go feed your bot lane and let you deal with that. Which meant they might be up to something else. Even if they were, I had no way of even imagining what it was. So but I was sure that someone had kidnapped a young Kaguri Shina and experimented on her, and only recently had she escaped. They had to be planning something, and I was sure it was bad. We didn't have time to wait for them to act. But without any clues, there was nothing we could do. My mind kept going in circles, and I kept getting more frustrated and nervous with every minute. Sorry to make you do all this for me, Maho. No, it's almost done, and I'm doing it for me too. Mao staggered out of the development room, sank into the sofa, and smiled sleepily. There were dark spots under her eyes. For the last few days, she'd been working on the device without any sleep. Her work needed to pay off soon, as fast as possible. Anyway, I never would have come up with this idea of using a cell phone, and even if I had, I never would have actually tried it. Is this taking place at the same time as the last game? Same time? Like Steins Gate, the original? Because this takes place after. Because Steins Gate, the original, took place over July, August. And this game takes place in, well, I guess November, January. But if you mean the route, I guess? When you're talking on a cell phone, you always need to put it up to your temples, you know, unless you put it on speaker. It's only a few months have passed. Yeah, pretty much. Only a few months. That's where the frontal and temporal lobes are. If you consider the parahippocampal gyrus in the temporal lobe is where the memories are stored, it makes sense, I think. The question is how we compress the memories, isn't it? Yep, duh. That's crazy. I'm working day and night to make that happen. Sorry, Daru. And you absolutely insisted that I not let them find out that I'm hacking it from this lab, so it's extra hard. I got other work to do, you know. To compress the memories, we need CERN's LHC, no matter what. That one took a lot of thought. If we made an enemy out of CERN, the tragedy I'd gone through before would repeat. But the main reason that CERN had attacked us was the D-mails we'd sent to the past. If it weren't for that, they probably wouldn't have bothered. And since we weren't sending D-mails, CERN would probably never have detected us, probably. Fortunately, Suzuha had the IBM 5100 that we needed for the hack. Things were coming together better than I expected. You know, Ocarine, she's almost a completely different person now. You're right. I nodded at Daru. For the past few days, more of Kursu's memories had been invading Kaguri's mind. Oh god, she's cooked. Lately, she'd even started discussing complex technical subjects with Maho. Clap! Why are you clapping, Wander? She's coming home. She's not the same though, Wander. It's a new body. It's not the same. She was acting just like Kurisu used to when she lived in America. At first, Maho seemed put off, but she eventually adapted. Maho probably wanted to get details about the device from Kurisu, so it seemed to be helping. You know, even after seeing this time machine, I still can't believe you made the time leap machine in a lab like this. The idea of digitizing human memories and sending them to the past is an amazing one. You're brilliant, Maho. I'll say the exact same thing to you. Huh? You're a genius, and in the end, I'm just Salieri. Watching the two of them, it was easy to fool myself into thinking that it was Maho and Kurisu talking. Hey, Kaguri, Maho's just like me, for real, for real? What does that mean? Hello? Oh, right. I wanted to ask about Amadeus. What happened to the project? Unfortunately, it was shut down. Oh, right. Amadeus is shut down in this timeline. Kaguri. Shut down? Why? Dr. Leskinen decided to do that? I don't know. The professor said the orders came from higher up. It was going so well. Hey, Kurisu. Yes? Huh? What was I just... You're Kaguri. Kaguri Shina, right? Kaguri Shina? That's right. I'm Kaguri Shina. I am... Kaguri suddenly put her hands up to her head, afraid. But then, what are these memories in my head? They're Kurisu Makise's memories, not yours. I don't know what that means. You're Makise Kurisu. Wander, you're so sick and twisted. Remember who you are. Wander! We can't let that happen, Wander. Come on, she's her own person. God, imagine how spooky it must be to remember someone else's life and then just slowly turn into that person in your own body. Ew. I don't know what that means. Kaguri was acting completely different now than she was just a moment ago with Maho. She raised her voice like a child throwing a tantrum. To me, these are all my memories. My memories with Mommy, Mayuri, and my memories with my dad when I was a kid. And my memories of the college in America are all inside me. I don't know which are real and which are fake. Her words turned to sobs. I could understand how she felt. From her perspective, it was all real. None of it was fake. It was easy to tell her to get a hold of herself. But it wasn't easy for her to actually do it. I remembered what Kurisu had said when she'd finished the time leap machine. The ones from the future are fake. Technically, for this timeline, they are fake. Until they get created later on. She'd said you could never put your memories inside someone else's mind. It would destroy their personality. But if we were to leave Kaguri like this, what would happen? There was a chance that her own memories would disappear and Kurisu would remain. If that happened, who would the person in front of me become? Would they be Kaguri? Or would they be Kurisu? If it was Kurisu, that wasn't true. Sounds like something to test! Wander, we can't test it on a person! You know how long they've gotten rid of human experimentation for her? It was impossible. I couldn't even think about it. But the more I thought, the more I felt a horrible idea tugging at my mind, no matter how much I tried to ignore it. Tell me, what am I supposed to do? Save me, Mommy, Daddy. It would have been great if Mayuri was around, but unfortunately, she and Ligako had gone to school. Both of them were worried about Kaguri and had told me to contact them if anything came up, but that didn't mean I could rely on them all the time. Kaguri-tan, why not go for a walk to get your mind off things? That's right, humans have a tendency to overthink things when they're standing still. It might be better to move around a little. Okay. Alright, Ocarine, take care of Kaguri-tan. Okay. Ocarine low-key wants to turn her. The two of us walked out of the central street together, but we didn't really have anything to do. The air outside must have made her feel better because Kaguri was starting to calm down. Okay, here's my words! I hope he blocks you. Put down the phone! Put down the phone before they put her memories into you! So, is there some place you'd like to go? Can I go anywhere I want to? Yeah, anywhere you want. Then take me somewhere you went with Kurisu. What? Take me someplace you went with Kurisu, Ocarine. Somewhere I'd been with Kurisu. Where could that be? Her death spot? The coin laundry in the neighborhood? Horin Park? Gyudon Sambo? I hadn't spent a lot of time with her at fun or romantic places. I spent a lot of time with her, but most of it had disappeared into many different world lines. I'd gone through that time again and again, but most of it had been spent arguing and working with her at the lab. We never spent any time going places to have fun. And we never made it to Aomori either. Where'd you first meet Kurisu, Ocarine? Where we first met? That's where I want to go. The place where Kurisu and I had met. It was... the building! Oh, we actually are going there. Oh my god, I was kind of joking. But we are actually going there. Is this it? Risa, hello? A brightly colored building in front of Akihabara Station, the radio building. This was where it started. Yes, this is where everything had begun. On that building, the time machine appeared on the roof of the building. Wait, on that day, the time machine... okay, whatever. It was just after that when I met Kurisu. I could still remember it. The challenging look in her eyes. Thinking back, I may have already fallen in love with her then. But even though this was the place I'd met her, this was also the place where I'd... Uh-oh. Does he have the pills? Ocarine, what's wrong? Sorry. Lately, I'd been so busy with Kaguri that I'd started to think I was getting a little better, but maybe I wasn't. You're really sweating. I'm sorry. Is it my fault? No. No, that's not it. It's just... whenever I came here, I couldn't help but remember what happened that day. But... let's go. You're sure? You're not feeling good, are you? I'm fine. I couldn't just stand out here forever. I couldn't keep my Yuridaru and the others worrying forever. If I needed to get over it at some point, then... Alright, let's go. Something soft touched my hand. Kaguri was holding my hand tightly in hers. Thank you. Kaguri led me down the bustling street toward the radio building. My knees felt like they were about to give out at any second. That's our chorus. You're so twisted. Why don't you want the real Kurisu back? Why do you want a fake one? Even after I'd gone inside, I was still doing better than I had thought I would. But I still didn't feel like climbing the stairs where it had happened. They're both real. Nuh-uh, you just said they're fake. You said future people are fake. And her body is from the future. So technically, she's fake. We took the elevator to the roof. Fadeless, aka Rumio Akiha, had carefully locked the door to the roof so that no one who wasn't authorized could enter. I'd been given a key too, but today was the first time I was able to use it. The body's like a clone, but it's not a clone because it's from the future, Wander. The first thing I saw after coming out onto the roof was a strangely shaped object, the time machine. Wow, I remember this. I came here in this thing. Kagura happily ran up to the time machine. Sometimes mistakes happen in the cloning process. In the future? It was right after she'd separated from Suzuha that she'd lost her memories. She remembered going from the future to this place in 1975. The first time I came outside here, I was amazed at how pretty the sky was. Unfortunately, it wasn't very pretty right now. But Kagura spoke as if there was an endless blue sky stretching out in front of us. I didn't want to leave Mommy, so I stayed inside the machine and cried. I missed her so much. But Suzuha told me that I had to stop crying, and I couldn't be like that anymore, but I was still so sad. And then the hatch opened, and I saw the blue sky. The sky in 2036 isn't blue. Yeah, the war made it all black and dark, and they wouldn't let me go outside very much. The mid-70s were right after the big economic growth spurt. Ecological concerns weren't as important as they are now. That was also when air pollution was a really big deal. The air probably wasn't as clean as it is now. If it seemed beautiful to her anyway, that must have meant the air in the future was really terrible. Hi, Brooke. Ocarine, is this where you first met Kurisu? No, this isn't. This is... Ah, a cold drop hit my nose. Hope you're doing well, Brooke. It started to rain. It started to rain. Yeah, you're right. That's right. Oh, we're reenacting the rain? Oh, no. Hope you're doing well, Brooke. Okabe. Okabe. You're alive. You're alive. Right, I forgot I might run into you here. What were you doing? Thinking. Oh. The rain had been falling then, too. When she'd learned that either she or Mayuri was fated to die, she'd come here and looked up at the sky like this. Ah! It's really pouring! Ocarine, get inside! Ocarine? What had she been thinking then? Peepo, please. That's so accurate. Hope you're doing well, Broke. When she'd entrusted her fate to another person. To me. Ocarine, you're gonna catch a cold. Hurry! Kagura dragged me inside, away from the noise of the falling rain. A few moments later, I found myself sitting there. The place was being renovated, and none of the stores were open. The lights were off, too, and it made the place seem very gloomy. Doing good? Good to hear. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, but I mentioned it in the Discord. In June 9th, we're going to be doing an Apex Legends tournament with Toki and Eggy, and a lot of other people, and, I think we're doing pretty good. We did a little bit of practice games today. And we were doing pretty well. We did good callouts, we did good conversations, we did good shooting. With more practice, I think we're cooking, you know? Wow, that really surprised me. That day, after the rain, Kurisu and I had leaned up against each other and talked. How many people are going to be in this tourney? I think there's currently 40. But I think it's still increasing as it goes. But yeah, currently I think there's about 40 for now. But there's probably going to be more. Sheesh, yeah. Rain time. That day, after the rain, Kurisu and I had leaned up against each other and talked. And this was also the place where... This is it. Huh? This is where I met Kurisu. Strictly speaking, this is where I first met her in the Beta World line. That day, half a year ago. What were you trying to tell me earlier? What are you talking about? About 15 minutes ago, before the conference started. You were trying to tell me something, right? You looked really sad. You looked like you were going to start crying any second. Why, have we met before? The emote combo? The double rain? Thinking back, that was the beginning of everything. I wished I'd never met her. If only I had known this world. Hi, T. How you doing? Did this happen in the first game? Yeah, it did. Cause future Okabe tried talking to Kurisu but couldn't, so he ran away, and then Okabe past got to meet with Kurisu, who talked to future Okabe for a bit, and that's why she asked that. Why on earth are any of you awake? League of Legends. Hi Ace, how you doing? And hi T, how you doing? I see you. I see what you just opened up. The rain pain rain combo. That's nice. It does fit. Oh no. I know. Paige. If only I had known this would be the result. If I'd never met her, I wouldn't have to feel this way. Isn't it late for tea? We have the same time zone. That's like, is it 3 or is it 2:30? Oh, it's 3 a.m. Wow, when did that happen? Oh my god, he looks terrible. Look at him. He looks so depressed. How you doing, Ace? Did you just wake up? Good morning. So yeah. How you doing, T? Hope you're doing well today. Ocarine. I felt something soft touch my face. Kaguri. Mommy used to do this whenever I was scared. Why? You looked like you were going to start crying any second. Kaguri patted me on the head again and again, as if I were a child. This is where I first met Kurisu. Here, on the landing. Yeah. She left a terrible first impression. The first time she met me, she was arrogant and spent a lot of time glaring at me. Not cute at all. My dog wanted to go out, and I checked my phone before going back to sleep. So here I am. Oh, well, good morning. Then my dog learned to open doors. Ooh, W-dog. W-dogs in general. Of course, she probably felt the same way about me. After all the time I was rambling about nonsense like organization agents. But she still ended up being someone you cared about. That's right. That was in the Alpha World line, though. Right after I'd met Kurisu, in this one, she'd... My face looks a lot like Makise's, doesn't it? How did you know? Maho told me so. And so I looked it up on the internet, and I was amazed. Maybe it's fate that her memories are inside me. Fate. It always was. Fate laughed at us. It toyed with us. Hey, just hypothetically. A drop of rain ran down Kaguri's hair and hit the floor. If I were to lose my memories as Kaguri Shina, and they were replaced with the memories of Kurisu Makise, would I turn into Kurisu Makise? It's not that simple. But what if it were? If that happened, would you be happy? Lounging and watching now? Ooh, let's go. Be sure to hydrate and such as well, and sleep when you need. I'm just reading, but I can't read because I am too League of Legends brained. I swear to God, that looks like Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas? Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas? The right one? No, it's crazy. Drink water now. Drink water now. Yes? Really? Hold on, it's been a while. No, I'll uninstall League if you don't drink water. I'll uninstall League if you don't drink water. I'll uninstall League if you don't drink water. I'm tired. Okay, to be honest, from the back, I can see it because of the long red hair. I can see it. No, you won't. I would. I've done it before and I'll do it again. How could you pay it? That's crazy. But what if it were? If that happened, would you be happy? If I became Kurisu, would it make you happy? It was the voice of the demon I tried so many times to ignore. The voice of Wander the Nomad, more like. And you reinstalled it, so hey, don't worry. Don't believe him, he's bluffing. Do you want tea to hydrate, or... Hello? I recommend it. To uninstall League J? Why don't you hop on League J? Wander, that's crazy. After all the gaming today, the almost canceled stream. Don't tell them it's almost canceled. They're gonna raise the pitchforks. I want T to be happy. That's crazy. If this was E33... I made sure you streamed. You were the devil on the shoulder saying, one more game, one more game, one more game. We can't end on a loss. We can't end on a loss. You and Kaiser were both the devil on that shoulder. There was no angel. No, I'm not gonna finish that. You're so sick. Fork and knife. But we did get a good game, kind of. That Aurora was annoying, but other than them, actually, I don't even know what was happening. I don't know how they were playing. Unless it's ranked, it's a waste of 45 minutes per game. Well, we have to level up for ranked, Jay. Are you even leveled for rank? I didn't want that. Or did I? I'm not good enough for rank? Nah, you're the GOAT. You were doing great. Yes! Yo, hop on. I'm not leveled enough for ranked. The average skill level dropped drastically after Eggy and Loaf left. Nah, that Aurora was insane, though. But I wouldn't like that, though. Another drop of rain struck the floor. I don't want to disappear, not knowing why I was ever alive. Not being of any use to anybody. She was. That is my goal. Let's go. Are you gonna pick Aurora back up? Kaguri. What's going to happen to me? No? Oh, do you mean just go as a mid laner? That's fair. Nah, you got it. You're already on track. You're playing Ahri better than I've ever played Ahri. Like, not for a hot minute. That's fair. That's fair. Eventually. Nah, you got it. You're already playing Ahri better than I ever played Ahri, and I played her for like a month. Kaguri was shaking a little. It wasn't just because of the cold. I'm sorry. No. I never did figure out what she was apologizing for. You're going to catch a cold. Let's go home. Yeah. Just come in. The first time I went into Lukako's room, it really did look like a girl's room. Wow, you both are soaked. You'd better hurry and change. Yanabayashi Shrine was closer to the radio building than the lab, so I decided to bring Kaguri there. Mayuri had sent a message on the way, so I had her come here first. I figured that Kaguri needed mommy, Mayuri, right now more than she needed me. Mommy. Just like I thought, the second she saw Mayuri's face, she relaxed a little. You must have been so cold, right? I'll get the bath ready. Lukako handed us a towel to wipe away the rain and ran out of the room to start the bath. I want to take a bath with you, Mommy. With Mayuchi? Sure, okay. But what will you do, Ogreen? Oh, I'm fine. You guys can go first. Okay, thanks. Make sure you change so you don't catch a cold, okay? I'll work something out. Maybe I could borrow Lukako's father's clothes? Just as I got up to leave the room. Kaguri? What's wrong, Kaguri? Something was wrong with Kaguri. He was staring at Mayuri's face, confused. Kaguri? Who are you? Huh? Who are you? It's me, Mayushi Kagari. Kagari? My name? Kagari. No, I'm... Don't use the evil banana, you sicko. Who am I? I'm... Wah, wah. Kagari tore at her hair and let loose a cry that sounded like it came from the pits of hell. Get a hold of yourself, Kagari. Ah, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts so much. It hurts, Mommy, help me, Daddy. Someone save me, save me. Someone save me. Cheer up, Chorus. Mods, come in. I don't even know what we could do to Wander. Lobotomize him? Oh, she's dead. Kagari. Yes, Tay? Oh, I don't know if you know, but pretty much she has the memories of some other person in her brain, and she's currently fighting against her own memories versus the memories of the other person she has in her brain. She was like a little puppet. She was like a puppet whose strings had been cut. I'm just vibing and hearing you call for Bobby. It's the game! It's not me! All the strength left her body, and she fell forward. By the time I left Lukiko's house, the rain had stopped. We waited for a while after that, but Kagari showed no signs of waking up. She looked peaceful as she was sleeping, so I decided to leave her to Mayuri and Lukiko and head back to the lab. According to the two of them, she had gotten confused several times in the past, but never like this. We might have underestimated how dangerous her situation really was. Her brain was probably under a lot of stress. We needed a way to deal with this, and now. But for that... Got it! The second I opened the door, I heard Daru and Maho yelling. Really? I ran inside without even taking the time to remove my shoes. Oh, Ocarine, perfect timing! Okabe, you're soaked. That doesn't matter. Do you guys pull it off? Mm-hmm. Daru gave me a thumbs up. Nice work, Daru. I'm a super hacker. This is nothing. He could say that, but I knew exactly how much talent and effort it took to hack CERN. Your average hacker couldn't do it. The name super hacker wasn't just for show. What about you, Hyajo? Were you successful too? I'm pretty good at my job too, you know. Mao stuck her thumb up, just like Daru had. Wow. Well, that was all thanks to the information you and Kagari gave me. In that sense, we were lucky that she had Kirsta's memories. No, you were the one who did the work. Thanks. I'll just accept the compliment. Now, the question is whether it works, and the only way to find out is to try it. You're right. I want three trips to Kitchen Jiro. Sure thing. Anyway, everything was ready. All that was left was to find out who they were. But that was still the biggest problem. Ew, okay, I'm gonna go get some rest. I'm pretty tired. The sound of a ringing phone cut her off. Jeez, who is it? I'm about to go to sleep. Yes, hello. She muttered to herself as she took the phone to the back of the development room. So, how's Kaguri-tan doing? About that. Just as I spoke, a Ryan message arrived. Okay. Kaguri woke up. She's calmed down. Got it. Sorry. Can you look after her for a while? I'll contact you if I need you. It's not good, actually. She forgot who Mayuri was today. Seriously? That's not all. Right after that, she started complaining about a horrible headache and passed out. That's bad, isn't it? It is. We need to do something. But unless we knew who we were up against, there was nothing we could do. What? You're sure? Daru and I exchanged glances at the sudden voice from the development room. Maho-tan, what's wrong? Something happened. When we looked inside, Maho turned around in a state of shock. Someone ransacked my hotel room. Oh, okay. It definitely feels Maho targeted, right? The call was from the hotel. Maho was staying at a business hotel in Wako City. Sometime in the past few days, while she'd been staying here, someone had ransacked it. She'd left her keycard with the front desk, but there were signs that the lock had been picked. She'd just given her okay to search the room. So, did you find anything? They're just about to call the police, and they want me to come back and see if anything's been stolen. Then they don't know what was taken? Maybe they stole your underwear. I brought all that with me. Do you want me to sue you for sexual harassment? Please don't. My room's always a mess anyway, so it's possible that it just looked like someone ransacked it. If I wanted to be optimistic, that is. They said the lock was forced, so it's almost certain that someone broke in. Actually, the same thing happened to the office not too long ago. Then it's not just a coincidence. Someone is after something you've got. That's right, and I think I know what it is. What is it? Kursu's laptop. Putting all the pieces together, it seemed the most likely option. I could be sure that whoever tried to overwrite Kaguri's memories was the same group that attacked her in the other world line. Whoever those people were, they were after the time machine theory hidden in Kursu's memories. But since their experiment had failed and Kaguri had escaped, they turned their attention to the other thing Kursu had left behind. The laptop and hard drive that Maho had. But if they were after that, did that mean they had it now? Wait, is the computer the one you gave me? What? I really wanted to crack the password, so once I started staying here, I gave it to Hashida. Then the laptop. It should be safe. It should be safe, right? Yep, it's in my secret hideout right now. But since I've been so busy with hacking CERN, I haven't had much time to analyze it. That made me feel a lot better. Now, if only we knew who had broken into a room, but it wouldn't be that easy. Still, if they had done something like that, they must be starting to panic. What would they do next? Wait a second. We may be able to use this. Use it. I didn't want to waste time explaining, so I just took out my phone and made a call. Several days later, Kaguri's condition was getting worse. I said several, but how many? Oh, hello. Why'd they show the back shot? Because she doesn't know who she is? Staccato footsteps echoed through the darkness. Akihabara got quiet early. Back shot? Yeah, the shot of her back. The shot of her back, Wander. You sicko. The ever-busy electronics store, the concert halls that were filled with cheers, and the coffee shops that were full of laughter. All of that gave way to silence as soon as night fell. A single set of footsteps walked slowly through the silence, never breaking rhythm. They belonged to a girl. It was dark, and so it was hard to see her clearly. But it was very clear that she was acting strange. She had a cap pulled down over her face and was trying to avoid letting anyone see her as she walked. As if she was hiding from someone. As if she was chasing her. As if someone was chasing her. And just as she was about to turn a corner, several men jumped out in front of her. The girl stopped in surprise. Suddenly, there were men behind her, too. Kaguri Shina, right? What's happening? One of the men spoke. His Japanese was fluent, but if she'd listened carefully, she might have detected a trace of a foreign accent. The girl they had called Kaguri was helpless as they surrounded her. One of the men thought to himself, this is the easiest job in the world. All they had to do was kidnap a single helpless-looking girl. There was no need to bring this many people. No, it wasn't just him. Almost everyone there felt the exact same way. Stay calm and we won't hurt you. The man gradually began to close in. The girl simply stood there, afraid, and showed no signs of resistance. This was too easy. Just as the man smiled and reached out his hand... Oh wait, this is Suzuha, right? Because her clothes look like Suzuha's. Ah! He thought he heard the sound of something slicing through the air, and then he fell to the ground, clutching his hand. It looked like 3 sausages lying on the ground. Ugh! Before they realized that the sausages were the man's fingers, another man went down from a high kick to the head. The men began to howl in rage. You effing bee! They leapt at the girl, swearing, but... Ugh! One of the men who was trying to attack her from behind suddenly screamed. You need to cool it. You don't want to make a lot of noise either, do you? A huge man came out of the darkness, silhouetted by the moon. Back to Okabe. Oh, okay. Who's getting beat up? Wow. That was all I could say as I watched these tough men go down, one after the other. Brawn! I knew from his size that Tenoji was strong. It was the other girl that really shocked me. I love hearing Fade not swear. And you never will again. Oh, woe is me. I'm gonna raise the audio a little bit. I just have to censor everything, and if I don't feel like censoring and like replacing the word, it just becomes the first letter of the word. Her disguise ruined, Suzuha jumped around like a cat. Each time she moved, the men around her quivered. Oh, okay, it was Suzuha. I knew it by the tracksuit she's wearing. I knew she had undergone combat training, but I had no idea she was this strong when she was serious. The kicks from her long, lithe legs were like a work of art. Ugh! Not bad, part-timer. You too, boss. The men fell to the ground without even having the time to draw their knives and guns. Several days earlier, when I realized that the enemy was probably starting to panic, I came up with a plan. In the last world line, Mocha had told me that someone was looking for Kagari. I wondered if that was true in this world line too. So I asked Mocha to leak some information for me. A girl matching Kagari's description came down this road at the same time every day. And today, a few days later, they'd taken the bait. I hung back behind the corner of an alley, watching them fight. I felt kind of pathetic. But it was obvious that not only would I be of no help whatsoever, I'd actually just get in the way. So it was smarter to leave it to them. How are things on your side? I heard Daru's voice from the earphone on one of my ears. I called him and left the call connected so we could talk at any time. Is Suzu okay? Is she hurt? Daru had been opposed to Suzu's plan to use herself as a decoy. He must have been worried about putting his daughter in danger. Don't worry, she's a lot more amazing than you realize. Well, she is my daughter, but if she gets hurt, I'm going to hate you forever, Ocarine. He'd be better off worrying about the people she was fighting. Suddenly I heard a high-pitched whistle. At the signal, the men started to turn and run. They'd realized they'd fallen into a trap and decided to retreat. Sorry, not happening. Tenoji's giant arms grabbed one of the men's hands, but there was a hollow popping sound and the man's body went limp. No way. Was he dead? He took his own life? Uncle, he's coming toward you. A piercing yell brought me back to my senses. One of the men was coming toward the alleyway where I was hiding. Our goal was to capture them and make them tell us who they were working for. If we couldn't do that, all of this would be for nothing. I ran out in front of the man without even thinking. My sudden appearance caused him to hesitate for a moment, but he kept charging without dropping his speed. I saw that he was holding something on the side. I saw that he was holding on to something shiny near his waist. I'm so cooked. This is why I don't start stream at this time. Ha! Just as he hit me, Suzu slammed into him with a jump kick. Gotcha. The kick knocked him directly into Tennoji's waiting arms. Tennoji caught him easily, then spun the man on his arms around his back so he couldn't hurt himself. Uncle, are you hurt? Are you okay? I'm fine. Ocarine, what's wrong? What happened? Don't worry, everyone's safe. Suzuha, did we get him? Something like a scream came out of his mouth. At some point, Tennoji had jammed what looked like a towel into it. It was probably trying to keep him from killing himself like the last guy. Hey, cool it. You're the one who's gonna have a bad time if there's a fuss. And we're still only on the first one, pussy. We've got 9 more to go. Then we've got the eyes, then both ears, the nose. There's lots of fun in store for you. His voice was cold. This was the real Tennoji, this was FB. Late night streams for Fade, let's go. I never want to start stream at this time ever again in my life. I'm so ready to sleep. My eyes are shutting. I'm yawning. I can't read. But for League, you could have canceled. I can't keep canceling. I'll never finish this game. That's insane. That was Wander, by the way, T, if you wanted to know. That's insane. You've streamed at this time before? Yeah, but I haven't stayed up all day to stream at this time. I normally nap in the middle. Where's the mod anonymity? Gone? Like my naps. Faye didn't get his nappies? I didn't. I only got to sleep till 4 p.m. It wasn't enough. That is fair, Wanderers. It's okay. What? Fair? This was the real Tennoji. This was FB. This is the game you wanted him to play, right? Wander just wants to see some person's memories get wiped away and get and have her completely replaced with a new person. Either one, really. What do you mean, either one? I guess I'm only playing... No, I'm playing 3 games, Wander. It's this, Get to Work, and the other thing. Expedition 33. Are those my only ongoing playthroughs right now? Have I really finished everything? We're starting another one with T next week on Wednesday, though. Depending on your game, your mods silence me. To be fair, it's because... depending on the game, it's different per mod per game. But depending on the game, where you say, "Oh yeah, Fade, you should just not stream," and it's one of the games that they're looking at, then they silence you. It kind of depends which mod and which game, huh? If it's the games, it is. It really is, T. I wanted to look away, but Suzuha was watching without flinching in the slightest. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this either. You're going to tell me in the end anyways, so isn't it better to just get it over with now? Which I don't mind at all. You always gotta stream. What? 24, what? Ooh. I'm actually retiring in 2 weeks, so that's crazy. Well, shall we go for number 2? The man shook his head violently. Enough time to do a 24-hour stream. What? Wander, delete that message too. Should have just done that from the start. So, who are you working for? Tennoji took the towel out of the man's mouth. He said something in a whisper so small I can hear it. Tennoji's pallor suddenly changed. I forgot how to delete. You're so sick. You're so sick and twisted. Wow, look at the time. I'm getting eepy. That's crazy. What about me? Stratfor. Hey, you're not lying to me, are you? The man desperately shook his head again. You continue streaming. But I'm getting EP. What about me? Have a good night, T. Wonder, no. Sleep well, T. I hope you get lots of good sleep. I'll see you at 8 p.m. At 5 p.m. tomorrow. Fade, we have to help Kurisu get better. Kurisu's dead, Wander. Let her go. Stratfor, huh? That's going to be a problem. Stratfor? I've heard of them. Back when I was into conspiracy theories, I looked them up on the internet. I'm gonna be pulling you on my phone, don't worry. Oh, thanks, T. I appreciate it. But do get some good rest. Gotta get those points, that's crazy. Do get some good rest and sleep. Thank you for hopping in and pulling me up on your phone. Sleep well. Back when I was into conspiracy theories, I looked them up on the internet. Their real name was Strategic Focus, I think. When did we hear Strategic Focus before? Because I swear we've heard this. I swear we've heard Stratfor before. But I don't remember when. If it was in the last game or if it was in this game, but the other route. Oh, I can't remember. They were an American civilian intelligence company, sometimes called the Shadow CIA. I've heard Shadow CIA before. But from where? They specialized in military matters, and their skills had supposedly been put to good use during the Iraq and Gulf Wars. If a CERN rounder like Tenoji said they were a problem, they probably were. This wasn't going to be easy. But now wasn't a good time. But now wasn't a time for being scared. You hear that, Daru? Start hacking Stratfor's servers right now. Okie dokie. I felt myself starting to relax as I completed my first objective. But there wasn't any time for that. This was where things really began. What's wrong, boss? Something bothering you? No, it's just that Stratfor's a civilian company, you know? That means somebody's hiring them. No matter how many of these people you catch, is it really going to solve the problem? Leskinen is part of Stratfor. Oh, okay. So it was the other route in this game where I think Leskinen mentioned Stratfor. Okay, thank you, Wander. It did seem strange, come to think of it. Hey, are you really... Tenoji tried to wring the man's neck again, but... Damn it, he passed out. What a wimp. Tenoji sighed and took out a rope, then started to tie him up. Let me clean this up. You guys go. I think it was when he took over Maho's body. Okay, took over is crazy. I think you mean mind controlled. Probably when she listened in on her, right? No. I think it was when he revealed himself to Okabe when he was tied up and locked in the lab. You sure? This isn't the end, is it? I was a little curious what he intended to do with him, but all right, we'll let you take care of it. I had other priorities right now. I think I said my thanks to Tenoji and hurried to the lab with Suzuha. Uncle, hurry. I know. Suzuha ran through the night like a panther. It was all I could do to keep up. The path to the lab seemed far longer than it usually did. We finally made it to the lab. Mayuri, Ferris, and everyone was already there, waiting. And Kaguri, too. Kaguri was lying on the couch in obvious pain. Her breathing was shallow. Her complexion was pale. Something bad could have happened to her at any moment. Daru, how's it going? Just a sec. I got the route I used the last time I hacked it, checking it now. The last time? Why did you do something so dangerous? It was a bet with a buddy of mine. We were going to try and see who could hack it faster. Winner got a year's worth of Go-Go curry. He probably had no idea how dangerous that was. Huh? You're not going to ask who won? From the way he was acting, there was no need to even ask. Just hurry. Roger. Since their plan to steal back Kaguri had failed, there was a good chance Jetfur would result to even more desperate measures. There was no time to waste. And... Ocarine, you're not looking so good. No, it's nothing. Did he get stabbed and he's just not saying anything? Is that what's happening here? It's not nothing. Yeah? Let me see, nya. Ferris ripped off my coat. You're really hurt, nya. Okabe, you're bleeding. Ocarine. I tried to avoid looking at it, but it was a lot more dark blood staining the side of my shirt than I'd expected to see. When the man had stabbed me before, it must have gone in pretty deep. Couldn't be, right? Well, he was lying. I'm fine. You are not fine, yeah? Look, Anyan, get the first aid kit. Okay. I'm okay. Forget about me. Mayuri, how's Kaguri? Kaguri, hang in there. Kaguri was still lying on the sofa, panting for breath. For the last few days, she'd been getting weaker and weaker. Her hand reached up into the air. Mommy, where are you? Mommy's right here. I'm right beside you. Mayuri grabbed her hand tightly, and she finally smiled a weak smile. Mommy, tell me, am I going to disappear? It's okay, Ocarine and Daru will do something. Ocarine. That's right, you know Ocarine, don't you? Ocarine. Kaguri's lifeless eyes turned towards me. Is she dying again? Yeah, pretty much. The whole memory injection thing's kinda screwing her over. She's coming back! Water, please. Water, can't you see how much pain she's in? Don't worry, just a little more. Just a little more and you'll be back to normal. And Okabe's bleeding out too. Okabe. Huh? Erase me. Kaguri? What Okabe said. Just a little more and you'll be back to normal. Is that what you mean, Wander? Is that what you mean, what Okabe said? No. Erase me from within her. At this rate, she's going to... You're so sick and twisted. Those were Kursu's words. Personality and memory were two different things. Just because she had Kursu's memories, that didn't mean she had Kursu's personality. But... Please, Okabe. I see her everywhere! Erase me. Those were definitely Kursu's words. At least, that's how it seemed to me. I remembered what she'd said before. She told me to save Mayuri. She told me she could sacrifice Mayuri to save herself. Maybe there was a tiny chance that Kursu's memories would safely settle inside Kaguri's mind. But even if they did, I knew what she'd chosen. She'd chosen to leave. She'd chosen to disappear. I had no way of knowing if the words coming out of Kaguri's mouth were from another personality created by Kursu's memories. But there was no doubt that they were Kursu's words. Right now, there was nothing but a formless thing called memories. So why? Why, even now, when she was nothing but memories, did she still have to suffer so much? Why did she have to suffer at all? I'm sorry, Okabe. Clear drops fell from her softly closed eyes. Daru, did you find it yet? Kurisu, I asked him to stop myself from screaming her name. Hang on, just a little more, just a little more. This isn't good, Uncle. So this is like Madoka? Madoka. Madoka. What part of Madoka? I guess the time traveling. Spoilers. Oh god, big spoilers. I guess kind of the time traveling. But in terms right now, it's kind of like Kurisu, where it centers around one person. Let's see. It's not exactly centered around her. So the way it worked is that in the original game, Kurisu and that one person is a catalyst. Kinda, sorta, maybe. Pretty much, the way it worked is, like, Kurisu in the previous game was this genius scientist who helped build a time machine that we utilized, and that all of those time travel events led to Mayuri getting shot and killed by CERN. And then all our efforts, all our adjustment of time travel and making mistakes and such, that had to be rectified, and Kurisu had to die in order for Mayuri to live. Right now what's happening is that they put Kurisu's memories into Kagari, who came from the future, because they wanted the secrets to time travel, and only Kurisu Makise, the super genius, could probably come up with those ideas. Just like Madoka. I guess kinda. I guess you're kinda right. Because Mayuri's death leads to the dystopic world of CERN's control over everything, and Kurisu's death leads to World War III. So technically, I think you're right. Just like, I was gonna say, Kurisu is like the main character of this world. Like Gojo for JJK or All Might for MHA. I guess? And it's kind of for her intellect, because she's like the only one who could pretty much solve time travel, even though Maho just did it. She seems like the main character. It's pretty much centered around her, yeah. It feels centered around her, yeah, for sure. I mean, she's Okabe's love interest. So, like, she is the one that Okabe loves, pretty much. That he had to, like, part with, pretty much. And kill off to save Mayuri. He also killed her himself on accident, but that was an accident, you know? Sizzo whispered to me as she looked out the window. 1, 2, 3. There's a bunch of them outside. It's Stratfor. Daru! Okay, come on! Tension was rising every second. Was he done yet? Why wasn't he done yet? Got it! Daru! Alrighty, I got it! Bingo! Lukako and the others brought the treatment device over, but I motioned for them to stay back as I looked down at the monitor. Maho leaned over Daru's other shoulder. Look at the files that seem important and pick the biggest one. Wait, the big one? Could it be this one? The file name is John. That was Mozart's Christian name. It has to be it. I don't get it, but okay. There are a lot of files inside it, though. Let me see. Inside the folder, there were several files labeled with codes. There's more files. There weren't this many when we were doing the research, which meant that after the Amadeus program was shut down, it had ended up in Stratfor's hands somehow. They'd gone on to do more experiments with it. One of these has to be Kaguri's memory data, but K6205. Huh? K6205 is Kaguri's memories, Daru. Koshel number 620, the magic flute. K620... I found it! Now, just do it like we talked about. Compared to Kurisu's time leap machine, the process was a lot simpler. Since the memory data already existed, there was no need for a VR headset or a phone wave. All we had to do was use the decoder program on Kaguri's memory data and use CERN's LHC to compress it. Then we transferred the compressed data and sent it to the cell phone. Hurry, we're completely surrounded. Would giving this to Kaguri stop the people encroaching on their lab? Daru, are you ready? Okie dokie. Okay, do it. Wait. I looked up and saw Maho was staring at the screen, her features frozen in an iron mask. What's wrong, Heyyo? Is this really going to work? If it fails, Kaguri will... I reached my arm around Daru's back and put my hand firmly on her shoulder. It will be fine, I guarantee it. Okabe. Uncle. Kaguri. I stepped away from the PC and knelt down in front of the sofa where Kaguri lay. Okabe. Ready? Goodbye. Yeah. Harisu. They're here! Daru! Roger! The sound of footsteps coming up the stairs. The sound of the phone ringing. I can't pick this up. Okay. Hold on. Pause. Save. Ignore this phone call and we keep going. All of these different sounds filled the air. Listen, Okabe. The last thing she said was, I think that you. Whether those were Kurisu's words or Kaguri's, her words were cut off by the sound of the door and the sound of screaming. I hesitated. Not only did I hesitate to answer it, but I almost tried to tap the button to reject the call. But then Kaguri's fingers cut mine off. And then her fingers, or maybe Kurisu's, tapped the button to answer the call. And then the phone, and then the phone up against her head stopped ringing. Time leap! 1.06. Anatomic duel. Wait, recursive mother goose. Wait, am I on the right route? Pause. Steins Gate 0 route guide. I am on the wrong route. God dang it. Why me? How do I keep doing this? Wait, actually? No, I'm not on the wrong route. Recursive Mother Goose, then PR, then VA. Okay, no, we're good. We're on the right route. Okay. Whew! Whew! We're safe! The dizziness stopped. The room was pitch black. There was no one up there but me. Even Suzuha, who should have been living here, was gone. Daru, Ferris, Mayuri, Luca. And Kaguri too. Everyone was gone. I was so tired and sleepy. I clutched my smartphone and laid down on the sofa. I closed my eyes, too tired to think. Ocarine! Wake up, it's lunchtime. Lunchtime. Someone was shaking me softly. Ocarine, you're sleeping too much. Kaguri will be here soon. Kaguri? The second I heard her name, my mind snapped back into alertness. I forced myself to sit up. I was sitting on the sofa in the lab. Outside the window, it was bright. Oh, you're finally up. Titeru, Ocarine. Yeah. Mayuri nodded, satisfied, and left my side. I took a look around the room. The table was covered in notebooks and textbooks that seemed to belong to Mayuri. She was probably doing her homework. I could see Daru's huge back hunched over the PC. The monitor was displaying a cute anime character. He seemed to be playing another H game. From the look of things, the only people in the lab were him, me, and Mayuri. The time on my phone said it was just before noon. In public? Well, as public as the lab is, Wander. You know, I mean, we're the only ones here, Wander. Me and Mayuri and Daru. And I think he normally plays them in the lab, actually. I think Okabe's mentioned it before. So would you really consider that public, Wander? Which meant I had been asleep for more than 10 hours. Oh no, I must have passed out after I checked. I must have passed out before I checked to see if the world line had changed. I listened for a moment and I could hear the usual bustling of Akihabara outside. There was no sign of Stratfor. That alone made me feel relieved. Oh, Green, you look like you were having a bad dream. Is everything okay? Yeah. Want some barley tea? You shouldn't have Dr. P right after you get up, right? Yeah, tea's fine. Okay, got it. Mary went to the kitchen. Oh, there aren't any clean cups. Just give me a second. I'll wash one. I'm fine. No hurry. Oh, Mayushi, Oh, Mayushi, I'd like some tea too. Okay. This all felt like an old memory. It seemed like ages ago when I last had a normal conversation like this. But there was no time to be sentimental. While Mayuri was washing the cup, I needed to get things straight in my head. There was a world line change, right? In the end, I'd hesitated at the last second. If Kagari or perhaps Kurisu hadn't stopped me, maybe the world line would have changed and Stratfor would have caught us. But change it did. I could still feel the lingering sensation from my reading Steiner, so I was sure of it. From the look of things, Mayuri and Daru were the same as ever, and the immediate danger was gone. The reason for the change was probably the deletion of Kurse's memories from within Kagari. So Wander, she's gone. Get wrecked. Those memories must have included something that dealt with the time machine. Arthur Fist! Which meant that their existence was important enough to control whether or not the world line changed. I'm going back! Back to where? And no, you're not! Lock in! And I deleted them. No, it could be the opposite too. Maybe if Maho's program hadn't worked right, and the memory rewrite failed, the world line would have changed anyway. Back in time! You'll find nothing there. It's all preset. As Okabe said. Unlike last summer, it wasn't clear what was making the world line change till now. The first thing I needed to do was to see if Kagari's memories had successfully been rewritten. Here you go. At the same time, I decided on my plan. Mayuri brought me a cup of tea on a tray. A cup on a tray. I'll get some barley tea now, okay? She put the tray on the table and headed for the fridge. I looked and saw that there were 4 cups on the tray. 4? Mayuri, why are there 4 cups? Huh? Because Kagari is going to want some too. That's right, Kagari. Kagari's coming. She just sent me a message on Ryan. She'll be here soon. I see. What's she coming over for? You called her. You sent everybody a message on Ryan yesterday and said we all needed to meet at noon. It's our 3rd meeting to try and come up with a new way to get her memories back. It's you, me, and Kagri-tan. Not that we've had any luck so far, though. I called her. Mayushi wants to help too, but I've got work today. I could hear Mayuri apologizing from the kitchen. I hope she gets her memories back soon. It must be sad not to remember anything except the recent past. She didn't remember anything except the recent past. I feel like we made it worse. What was going on? Kagari should have still had her memories from when she was a kid. Maybe trying to rewrite her memories had actually deleted them. Okay, Ocarine, here you go. Mary handed me a cup of tea, a cup filled with barley tea. Oh, thanks. I took the cup, trying my best to hide my internal shock. I'll leave yours here, Daru. Thanks! I gulped down the tea, stood up from the sofa, and went over to Daru. Daru. What's up? I lowered my voice so that Mayuri couldn't hear her. Did the memory rewrite for Kaguri succeed? Or did it fail? Daru looked at me for a moment, confused. What are you talking about? Huh? That wasn't the answer I expected. I'm asking if we succeeded in deleting Curse's memories from Kaguri's brain. What movie is that? It sounds scary. Are you finally back to the old you? What? I froze for a moment. They still don't know about reading Steiner. I'm assuming that knowledge kind of gets reset every timeline wander. Every timeline shift, it's like a knowledge reset. He also doesn't tell them he reading Steiner. Daru didn't look like he was lying. He had no reason to lie. Did that mean that in this world line, Curse's memories had never been implanted in Kaguri? Can't he just tell them now? Then they'll know for the future? Well, if the timeline changes again, what if it switches to a timeline where Okabe didn't tell them? And then they don't know for the future? Come with me. What? I'm playing an H game right now. Then he can just tell them again. That sounds really inefficient, Wander. If I had to tell someone something 2 times, I block them. And then I report them. What? I'm playing an H game right now. Just come with me. I dragged Daru outside the room, leaving a very confused Mayuri behind. Wow, it's really cold. Oh, Green, are you trying to kill me? Just be quiet and help me out for a minute. I want to check some things. He must have sensed I was serious because after a moment's surprise, he nodded silently. Is Kaguri missing her memories right now? That's right. I've said that a bunch of times. Including her memories of the future because she got on the time machine. Of when she got on the time machine. Yes, all she remembers is what happened lately. If she remembered the future, we could at least tell Mayushi who she really was. You're telling me that Mayuri doesn't know Kaguri is her daughter, right? See, they know about the time machine. Yeah, but that's just Suzuha's existence, you know? Can't hide that. Yep. You decided to keep it a secret. Which means the only people who know that Kaguri is from the future are me, you, and Suzuha. Is that all? That's all, unless you told someone. I see. Sorry, I must not really be awake, and I had a dream I'm mixing up with reality. Don't worry about it. I live in a dream 24/7, 24 hours a day, baby! And anyway, it felt like forever since I've seen you so excited about something. Instead of answering, I took a second to think. It seemed like there were 3 main differences with Kaguri in this world line. 1, she didn't have Kurusu's memories. 2, she didn't have her own memories from her childhood. 3, only me, Daru, and Suzuha knew who Kaguri really was. In other words, Mayuri didn't know that Kaguri was her daughter. Am I back? This Kaguri seemed closer to the one that I'd met before I jumped to the Alpha world line. Everything seemed mostly the same as before, including the fact that we were trying to get back her memories. Did this mean that a second roll line change had sent me back to the old one? If I had the divergence meter, I could tell, but... I was starting to think like I used to. I chuckled at myself. I should stop. I decided to have nothing to do with the time machine or the time leap machine. All I could do was help Kaguri get her memories back. Oh, Green, you've been acting kind of weird for a bit, you know? No, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. I hope so. Anyway, it's really cold. Can I go back in? Yeah, I'm cold too. Daru and I raced back inside the room. When I got back, I could just barely make out Mayuri's voice. Searching for one thing. The laughter of the stars, shining on the wind. If you reach out, you can grab it. Mayuri hadn't noticed us come back in. She was putting her textbooks in her bag, and it sounded like she was also singing a song. What song is that? Huh. It was only then that she realized I was there. Oh, welcome back. It's cold outside. What were you guys talking about? The back profile kind of creeps me out. For Mayuri, do you expect her to turn around and her eyes are gone and there's blood coming out of them and like her nose is bleeding too? Like they'll turn around and we'll see Chara from under to. Okay, yeah. Same thought process. What were you guys talking about? We were just talking about this season's anime. Anime? Oh wow. Hey, what was that song? Oh, was I singing? Searching for one thing, the laughter of the stars, shining on the wind. If you reach out, you can grab it. I heard something fall near the front entrance. At some point, Kagura had opened the front door. She was standing there with a shocked expression on her mouth, opening and closing. Her bag was lying at her feet. She must have dropped it in surprise when she came in. But did anything that surprising happen? Drama? Nah. She's just clumsy, Wander. She's just clumsy. Oh, Kaguri, Titiru. That song. I recognize it. Huh? Do you? That song is... Kagura was trying to point at Mayuri, but shaking too much to do it. That song... dies. She fell to the floor like a puppet with its strings cut. Kaguri! Kaguri! Searching for one thing, the laughter of the stars, shining on the wind. If you reach out, you can grab it. That line again, the puppet one, I know. They got one description for watching Kaguri fall over. Mommy? What is it, Kaguri? What song is that? This is a really important song. What kind of song? It's a song to make people smile when they're crying, maybe? Is it really to make people smile when they're crying? That's also important, but that's not it. Like a puppet with its strings dies. This is the song that brought you and me together. This song is the reason we met. So if it weren't for that song, you might not be my mommy. I don't want that. Oh, sorry, that's not what I meant. I'll always be your mommy, no matter what. But, I want you to remember the song, Kaguri. For the day when you meet someone really important to you. So that when they're crying, you can make them smile. Come on, sing it with me, okay? Searching for one thing, the laughter of the stars. Searching for one thing, the laughter of the stars. You're really good. Now, the next part is... dies. Mommy? Where are you, Mommy? Where'd you go, Mommy? 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 No. Don't go. Mommy. Classic. Classic disappearing parent. Also, I need to go use the washroom real quick. I'm gonna go do that. Y'all stay here. Oh, I should probably give you music. Creepy theme number 76 probably won't cover you. Here, I'm gonna go use the washroom real quick. Enjoy this, though. I'll be right back. Jam, the song's good, right? I found it today. I really like it. Also, my bladder control has been terrible today. I've had to use the washroom like 7 times. I think I'm drinking too much water. League related? Nah, I think I've just been drinking too much water. I've just been gaming a lot of the day. So I think I've just been pounding back water. Alright, anyways. Sadly. I wet a towel at the sink and put it on Kaguri's forehead as she lay on the sofa. I also moved my fan, so now it's on me. And oh my god, the wind feels so nice, and it is no longer super burning in this room. Yippee! I wet a towel at the sink and put it on Kaguri's forehead as she lay on the sofa. She looked like she was having a nightmare. Her breathing was shallow and pained. She still wasn't awake. Intensive VN gameplay. Kaguri keeps passing out in every timeline. She won't cut it out. You think she's okay? I don't know. She just collapsed out of nowhere, after all. It had been about 5 minutes ago when she'd arrived and immediately collapsed. Daru and Mayuri and I had somehow managed to get her over to the sofa. Wait, isn't putting a wet towel on someone's forehead what you do when they got a high fever? She doesn't look like she's got a fever at all. Does this work on people who just passed out? It's not like we've got a better option. I don't know any other things we can do. Neither Daru nor I had the knowledge required to handle this situation. They literally have a PC. Why are they not Googling it? But since Kagura had no insurance card and no residency certificate, taking her to a hospital felt like a bad idea. All we could do was wait for her to wake up. Mommy. I heard her whisper something. She just said, Mommy! We both put our ears closer to her mouth. No. Don't go. Mommy. She suddenly jerked upwards. Unfortunately, the technology for that hasn't been invented yet. You've got Daru hacks! Stratfor and CERN! There's literally 4chan threads! What do you mean? She suddenly jerked upwards. Didn't know what to tell you, man. There's no way! Tell me the truth! The two of us just barely managed to avoid getting a headbutt. That was close! Wait, no, I missed my chance to do something naughty to Kagura-tan and not get blamed for it. Stupid, I'm so stupid. I ignored Daru, who was bashing his skull against the floor in frustration, and spoke to Kagura. That's insane. You okay? Huh? That's insane. Daru just speaks sometimes. And you hear him speak and you're like, why did you speak? Okabe. Kagura seemed confused, and it took her a moment to realize that she was lying on the sofa. Huh? Was I asleep? Why? You don't remember. You saw Mayushi the minute you got here, then fainted. When I looked at Mayuri, I realized that her tone had changed since the world line switched. More precisely, it had switched back. It was back to how it was when I first met her. You seem to know the song she was singing. The song. Oh, that's right. The song. I know that song. It really says it how it is. Don't stronge for Daru. You know he doesn't deserve it. I've heard it somewhere a long time ago when I was a little kid. Oh, for the win! This is totally a sign that her memories are gonna come back. Where's Mayuri? Did she go? I have to get to her to tell her about the song. Her eyes darted around the lab. She had to go to work at May Queen, so she left as soon as you got here. She was really worried about you, though. I'm really sorry. They asked me to come in for the lunch shift today, and I really can't miss it. Okari and Daru, take care of Kagura for me, okay? I see. Is there anything else you remembered? It doesn't matter how small. Anything else? She put her hand to her forehead so she could think. But then she shook it softly. No, I don't remember anything else. I know that I've heard that song before, but I can't remember who I heard it from at all. Did you dream at all when you were passed out just now, Kagura-tan? Dream? Yeah, you looked like you were having a bad dream. You kept saying mommy. Oh, you yelled that when you woke up too. I did. I wonder if that song might have been the key to bringing back some of your memories or something. Well... no, I can't remember anything. I think I was dreaming, yes. And that dream was very important. I see. I'm sorry for causing all this trouble. But both Daru and I knew this was a big step forward. She knew the song that Mayuri was singing. And she said she'd learned it when she was a child. That would have been in the future, before she'd gotten in the time machine. Which meant that there could only be one answer. It was the future Mayuri who taught Kagura that song. Ocarine, you think asking Mayushi would be a good first step? You're right. She said she had to work the lunch shift, so let's head over to May Queen when it's winding down. I'll go too. Kagura quickly stood up off the sofa. Calm down. We're not leaving right away. You should rest a little while. Oh, you're right. Sorry. And then her stomach grumbled. You hungry? We've got instant ramen. Or they could just eat at May Queen. You know, the restaurant. And Mayuri's chicken wings and bananas too. I'd like a banana. She seemed embarrassed. Welcome back, Meowster. When we opened the door to May Queen Nyan Square, the usual cat-eared maid was there to welcome us. Oh, Ocarine. Kagura Nyan too, welcome back. Hello, Ferris. Meow, Ocarine, every time you've been here lately, it's been with a different girl. So it's true what they say that you've mastered the aura of a popular college boy, Nya. That's not it. I'm here to see Mayuri. I figured she was about to be done with her shift. She was working in the kitchen today, Nya. The kitchen? We didn't have enough maids for lunchtime today. Mastered. Real. I want to turn so many of her words into the nya noise, but it's so cringe. So we had her come in to help, Nya. Hey, is that really okay to let her cook? She really wanted to cook, but we had her focus on washing plates, Nya. That was Ferris for you. She knew exactly who belonged where. Let her cook? Nope. I told her she could go home, so she should be changing right now, Nya. Tell her we're waiting outside then. Roger, Nya. We waited down below for a bit before Mayuri came out. Ocarine, Kagura, thanks for coming to get me. Is Kagura okay? As soon as she got out of the store, Mayuri ran out and gave Kagura a big hug. She had a worried look on her face as she peered into Kagura's eyes. Thanks, Mayuri. Yeah, I'm okay now. I'm so glad. You just fell over, so I was really worried. I'm so sorry I worried you. But why did you two come to get me? There was something I wanted to ask you. About that song you were singing. I repeated the conversation I had at the lab for Mayuri. So, can you tell us where you heard that song? Mayushi heard Suzu singing it. It's a loop! Suzuha was singing it. That's right. After work, Mayushi studies a lot at the lab. On rainy days, Suzu does her training inside, like push-ups and sit-ups and stuff. And when she finishes her training, she always takes a shower. After she comes out, she looks out the window at the rain and she dries her hair. And when she does, she always softly sings the song. I never asked her what it's called, though. I see. So maybe it was a song from the future then? It's so cooked. Like a song that was popular with the people in the 2030s, maybe? Maybe Kagura learned it at the same time Suzuha did. So maybe we should add Suzuha next time. Time is a flat circle. A flat circle? They have made a paradox. You're right. I've come this far, so I'll stay with you until we find out. Really? Thank you. My relationship with Suzuha is probably still pretty strained in this world, but she would probably help me get Kagura's memories back. Let's head back to the lab. She should be working at the Vtuber workshop. Mayushi will go with you. You're sure, Mayuri? You're sure, Mayuri? Yep. Mayuri gave herself a cheerful answer and then started to fidget as if she were embarrassed for some reason. I don't know how to say this, but when I see you, Kagura, I feel like I have to do something. It's like I want to protect you, or I want to help you. I wonder why. It's strange, isn't it? Maybe it was the bond between mother and daughter. It was going to be a long time before Mayuri became Kagure's mother, though. And also, I think it's sad not being able to remember things. Mayuri, thank you. It's fine. Let's all do our best. And so the three of us went back to the lab. Huh, Siz's bike isn't here. That's strange. It was here when we left. Just as we went to peek inside the Vtuber workshop, Tanoji came out. Wait, is this the same Mayuri who'll adopt Kagure? I mean, they all adopt Kagure. All Mayuris adopt Kagure, you know? Hey, you need something. Is Sizua here? I think she was working a while ago. Oh, she left for the day. She said she had something to do this afternoon. Seemed pretty serious. Did you ask her what it was? Nope, I'm not interested in getting involved in my part-timers' private lives. That was all he said before heading back into the shop. I wonder where she went. What do you suppose she had to do? I hoped it was nothing serious. I'll try Ryan. I think I've got a hint for Kagure's memories. There's some things I want to ask you. Where are you? Go curry! Go curry! Was she eating a late lunch? Was that important? Let's go check it out. Why is she at Go Curry? Alone? Wow, that was amazing. The winner of this month's Go Curry Akihabara eating contest is... That means in the future she'll start to recognize Kagure? Like, when she adopts the tiny one? And not the adult one, right? Yeah, she should, right? Although, she looks really different as a kid compared to her older age now. I guess the red hair would stick, though. The winner of this month's Go Curry... Okay. The first person in store history to win 3 in a row! The Silent Slaughterer! That just sounds bad. Wow! Where does she fit all that curry into her tiny body? She's the goddess of curry. The goddess of curry has appeared before us. She slaughtered that curry. If you told me she was a real assassin, I'd believe it. Congratulations to our winner, the Silent Slaughterer. Wow. Wow. Was this what Sizua had been up to? The store had said she'd won 3 times in a row, and the customers seemed to know her. Did that mean she was a regular customer? Sizua made her way over to us through the crowd, through the cheering crowd. Ew. Huh, what's wrong there? What's wrong, you three? Sorry, the tournament was just about to begin, so I didn't have time to type out a longer message. Wow, I can't believe you ate that big plate of curry. Eat what you can, when you can. You need that nutrition to survive on the battlefield. The battlefield? Did I hear that wrong? It's probably better not to think about it. Clap. So, Uncle, what was this about a clue for Kagure's memories? I explained what had happened so far. Huh, you heard me singing. You should have said something, Big Sis Mayu. You were so cute when you were singing, I thought if I had said something, you'd stop. You're so mean. So, where do you hear that song? Mom used to sing it. Yuki did. Huh? Yuki? Oh. Your mom's name is Yuki, too. Oops. Think it. Oops. No, that's not it. Yuki's nickname is Mom. That's right. I just always call her that. Do you? So how did she get that nickname? Sorry, we can talk about this some other time. Uncle, over here. Suzuha and I had stopped a little away from Kaguri. Listen, is there really any point in hiding the truth about Mom from her? Her memories might not come back, so it's smarter not to tell her, I think. I see. I'd like to avoid that if we can. Sayuki taught you that song in the future, right? Of course. She used to sing it as she cooked and learned, so I learned it that way. I was getting confused. What was going on here? So when Kaguri was little, she learned it from you or Yuki? No way. Kaguri only became Vixis Mayu's adopted daughter after Mom died. And I've never sung it for anyone. I've never let Kaguri hear it. It was all I could do to survive back then. I didn't have time to sing. I didn't even realize that I'd been singing it. She said she learned it when she was a kid, so she probably learned it from Vixis Mayu. I see. Which meant Kaguri learned it from Mayuri, who learned it from hearing Suzuha hum it, and Suzuha learned it from Yuki, her mother. Which means next we visit Yuki, I guess. This is turning into a game of telephone. But even so, if we kept at it, we were sure to learn the truth eventually. I've got to do maintenance on the time machine, so I don't think I can go. Take care of Kaguri for me. Yeah. So that's the story. I explained to Mayuri and Kaguri what I learned from Suzuha. Of course, since I couldn't tell them about the future, I skirted around that part of the story. I see. So next is Yuki, right? Mayuri, can you contact her for me? Okay, sure. Mayuri took out her phone to call Yuki. She's not answering. I'll send her a Rhyme. Mayuri gave up on calling her and sent her a message on Rhyme. There we go. I'm sorry this turned into such a big deal. Don't worry about it. And you know Mayushi is having fun going on a walk with Kaguri. Thanks. I feel kind of relaxed too, talking with you like this. Oh, me too. Maybe we just get along. That makes me happy. If Daru was here, he'd yell Yuri for the win. Come to think of it, Daru had said he had something to do today, and I hadn't seen him since we left the lab. It's probably something I didn't want to know about. Oh, I just got a message from Yuki. I'm actually on a date with Hashida, it says. Wow, I see. They're dating. They're dating. I hadn't heard they were close enough to start dating. Was that what Daru was up to? Looks like she's coming to the lab this evening. Evening, huh? That's not for a little while. I don't think we should interrupt their date, though. That's right, let's wait. If Kaguri wanted to wait, it wasn't my place to disagree. We decided to have Mayuri answer Yuki's message and then go back to the lab. How long is this chapter? Steins Gate 0. Oh my god, what is this chapter called again? I bet you're close to finishing it. You're so sick. You're a sicko. Recursive Mother Goose. Erm. Do I have bad news? Close, yeah? Yeah, Wander, I'm so close. Another hour or 3? Wonder. I'm so close. Oh my god. Wow. Yippee! It's so over. We're cooked. On the way. Ah. What's up? Oh, Green. Over there. Mayuri suddenly lowered her voice and quietly pointed towards a nearby cafeteria with an outdoor seating. Oh. They're here. Ah. 2 people we recognized were sitting at one of the tables. It was Yuki and Daru. The 2 of them were eating a sandwich together. This is... I don't know. I guess since Daru's over there and not here, I'll say it for him. Daru, normies must explode! What do we do? We shouldn't get in the way. But this isn't something you get to see every day, is it? Oh, come on! That's very true. Mayuri's eyes were filled with passion. She seemed to be truly cheering them on. Should we wait for them to finish and pretend we just happened to walk by? Mayushi thinks that's a great idea. Sounds good to me. Kagari and Mayuri were excited. Was this really that exciting? We sat at a nearby table in the corner of a terrace so as not to let them see us. We covered our faces as best as we could and quietly observed the 2 of them. They seemed to be enjoying their lunch. I could just barely make out what they were saying. Ah, Hashida, you've got some tomato sauce on your mouth. I'll wipe it off. No, I'm just fine, I'll wipe it off myself. But you never have a handkerchief with you, do you? Come on, turn this way. Popcorn, if any of my bodily fluids get on your handkerchief, you'll have to throw it away. I will not. Come on here. What is he doing? They're getting along so well. I'm jealous. They make a perfect couple. Do they? They do. Of course they do. I don't get it. They look so happy together. That's so nice. Mayuri was watching them with stars in her eyes. And then... Ah, Mayuri, are you hungry? I was gonna eat after work. Oh, were you? Okay, I'll order something. My treat. You're sure? It's my way of saying thanks for helping. Yay, you're so nice, Ocarine. Okay. Mayuri's eyes shone as she looked at the menu. I want crepes with lots of strawberries and cream. Evidently, the place was offering a special on crepes today. Okay, what about you, Kagari? I just ate, so... Come on, let's eat together. Don't worry about it. Thanks. I'll have the banana and chocolate one then. Roger. I went to buy the crepes, being careful not to let Daru and Yuki see me. Ooh. Oh, those look so good. I'm so hungry. These are so good, I can't believe it. Right? The chocolate just has the right amount of bitterness. And the strawberries are good too. Here, Kagari, say ah. That's good. Wait, what are you making me do? Oh, come on. You don't need to get embarrassed. We're both girls. That's true, but... Oh, you've got some cream on your cheek. Oh, oops. Mayushi will get it off for you. I'm okay. I can do it myself. Kagari hurriedly took a hand mirror and a handkerchief out of her pouch and wiped it off. Aw, Mayushi wanted to do that. Come on, Mayuri, you can't do that. Huh? Why? Why? Because... when you say stuff like that, it makes me feel weird. Weird. Yeah. It makes me really want to let you spoil me. It's strange. I'm supposed to be older than you. Kagari's cheeks flushed red as she stared up into Mayuri's eyes. That means you love me, right? What? Mayushi loves you too. Mayuri, Oh, she doesn't really mean anything by it. Don't let it bug you. She doesn't. Hey, give Mayushi a bite too, okay? Oh, fine. Here, say ah. Mayuri took a bite of the crepe in Kaguri's hands. To someone else's eyes, it must have looked like the two sisters feeding each other crepes. Of course, Mayuri would be the little sister, but it didn't look that way to me. It looked like little Kaguri was blushing and stretching a hand out toward her mother. I really did want to get her memories back. I could only imagine what the future was like after World War III occurred. But no matter how bad it got, families still must have gotten together to eat dinner. Maybe this happened in the future too? That would be a very happy... Ocarine. What's wrong? You're spacing out. Oh, sorry. I was just thinking about something. Do you want a crepe too? Why not go get one? I'm fine. I just ate. And the crepes looked so sweet that I lost my appetite. Oh, I know. Mayushi will give you a bite of hers then. You can have one of mine too. I suddenly found myself with two smiling girls shoving 2 crepes in my face. It should have been me! Come on, stop that. It's embarrassing. Without even thinking, I tried to move my chair back, only to get it caught on the leg of the table. Ocarine! Okabe! Ow, ow. The rest of the cafe watched me as I fell flat on the ground. I ended up attracting a lot of attention. And as a result... Is that you, Okabe? What? Ocarine, what are you doing here? They found us. We explained to the two of them how we'd found ourselves here. Caught! Red-handed, Giga caught, if everything. Jeez, you should have said something. Sorry. We didn't want to interrupt. It's embarrassing to think you've been watching us this whole time. Gary's face was as placid as a sage's. Knowing that we saw him like this must have snapped his mind in half. So Yuki, how about it? Do you remember where you heard that song? I do. It was really recent. I worked at a dessert cooking class. I'm the teacher's assistant. You know how I love to make snacks, right? I'm still learning though. All her desserts are really yummy. I see. Let's make some soon, Kaguri, okay? Yes, please. I tried to get the conversation back on track. So what's the deal with the song in this class? Oh, right. One of the students in the class is always singing it. I didn't think she knows she's doing it, but she always looks really happy when she does it. Imagine the absolute cinema that the song originates from young Kaguri. Imagine. I don't think... Okay. I picked it up at some point. Is that student someone you know? Someone I know? I don't think so. She's an older woman. Never mind. Pause. We'd played the game of telephone to this point and ended up with someone who had nothing to do with any of us. Maybe it was a really common song and Kaguri just had happened to learn it from hearing someone singing in the future. No, it was too early to assume that. Let's try getting a hold of that student. Yuki, can you contact her for us? I know you can't tell us her private information. I don't mind. It's a class, sure, but it's not that big of a deal. I know her email. I talk to her all the time. Just saying, Fade, I'm the only one here that didn't keep you on League and still waited for you. That means E33 tomorrow and nothing else, thank you. No stream tomorrow, but I'll give you an 8 to 9 hour stream of E33 on Monday. As recompense for you. And that's a long stream, you know? Old Suzuha? Does she still exist in this world line? No. Old Suzuha only exists in the world lines where her time machine explodes and she has to live in the past. Our Suzuha wasn't stuck in the past and was able to make it into the present, and that's why she's around right now. Not long enough. You're so sick. I know her email. I talk to her all the time. Yuki took her phone out of her pouch and started to fiddle with it. She seemed to be looking at a list of addresses. Oh, here we go. This is her. She turned the phone toward us. Seeing the name of the person we'd never met wouldn't do us any good, but we looked at it anyway. Huh. Huh. Huh? Huh? What? That name. That's Okarine's mom. That's who? That's Okarine's mom. There was no doubt about it. That was my mom's name. Huh? Wow, so Yuki's a friend of yours. After hearing the shocking news that Kaguri's song traced its roots all the way back to my mom, we went back to the lab. It would have been embarrassing to call my mom out in front of Mayuri and Kaguri. So I went out up to the roof in the cold to call home. You're so sick. But so right though. When I asked my mom if she was going to a cooking class, she seemed surprised that I didn't know. I see, that song, huh? I had no idea I was singing it. That's kind of embarrassing. Where'd you learn that song? Where? Like you heard it on the radio, or maybe you heard someone else singing it? It was you. Okabe! It was you. Huh? You used to sing it. What? What? Huh? Me too, Wonder. What are you talking about? That's impossible. You remember when you were in middle school and Mayuri got really depressed, right? When her grandmother died? Everybody was really worried, but one day she suddenly got better. But then you started going crazy. What was all that about? You were a bad scientist? Please stop. Was there anything in this world more terrifying than hearing about your own dark history from your mother? When you started being a bad what's-it, you would sing that song whenever you took a bath. You sang it so often, I guess I learned it. I sang it? That's right, you don't remember? Oh, a customer's here. Bye, it's gonna rain soon, so come home quick. Seriously? So, Ocarine, how'd it go? Did you find anything out? I explained what I'd heard from my mom, even though I didn't really understand it myself. What? Yeah, they were surprised. I was more surprised than anybody. I was so surprised that I was actually feeling pretty calm. So, what does this mean? What did it mean? Kagura had learned the song from Mayuri in the future. Mayuri had learned it from present Suzuha. Suzuha had learned it from Yuki in the future. Yuki had learned it from my mom. And my mom had learned it from me. Did I ever sing? Is this even important? Well, it's the only tie to Kaguri's past that she remembers. So for that reason, it's important? Mayushi doesn't remember. If it was a popular song, maybe I would have hummed it, but... no luck, I can't remember. What do we do? We're out of clues, aren't we? Mayuri looked like she was about to cry. Kaguri gave her a gentle hug. Please calm down, Mayuri. Oh, Kagura. You're so sick. You're just mad that Kurasu never happened. Okabe, does the fact that you sang it when Mayuri was depressed give you any kind of clue? I don't know. I didn't really do anything special. All I did was go to see Mayuri when she was visiting her grandmother's grave. That was when Heyyo and Kyoma, now sealed away, had been born. Should we go to her grave then? I might remember something. Was that possible? After all, I want to see this through to the end. Ocarine, Mayushi wants you to do it, too. Okay, let's go. Thank you. The sun was about to set, so we decided to go the next day. The next day, the sky had been cloudy since morning. I met with Kaguri and Mayuri at a spot near the cemetery where her grandmother was buried. It looks like it's gonna rain, huh? I didn't bring an umbrella. The weather said it wasn't going to rain. Mayushi didn't either. And I never brought an umbrella when it wasn't raining. In other words, nobody had an umbrella. Let's finish this before the rain starts. Okay. Your grandma will be happy you came, I bet. Yeah. And Kaguri is here. And Kaguri is here today, too. I can't wait to introduce my wonderful new friend to my grandma. Mayuri. Okay, let's hurry. There's a lot Mayushi wants to tell Grandma. Yeah, let's hurry. We finally arrived at the cemetery. The skies were getting darker, and it felt like it could rain at any minute. We finished cleaning the grave, and each of us put our hands together in front of us. Then Mayuri sat down and started talking to her grandma. Kaguri and I watched her from a short distance away. And then Kaguri came in, and she was so surprised she fell down and went bang! Mayushi was really scared and really worried, but I had to go to work. So I said to Ocarina and Daru, take care of Kaguri, and left the lab. But I was so worried I thought my heart was gonna burst. Okabe, Kaguri whispered to me, concerned. Oh, don't worry about Mayuri. That's kind of like a ritual. A ritual? Yeah, she loved her grandmother a lot, and when her grandma died, it was like she lost her soul. For about 6 months, she wouldn't say a word to anyone. She'd just come here and stand all day. It was like she was praying to go with her grandma. And you brought her back, didn't you? How did you know? Mayuri told me. That girl. Oh, come on, it's cool. Heyyo and Kyoma, the mad scientist. Stop it. I was desperate for any idea I could think of. Looking back, it was the right answer, but it was still really embarrassing. I used every bit of knowledge I could scrape up from anime and video games to try and keep Mayuri's soul from leaving us. I won't let anyone take you away. Mayuri is my hostage. She's a sacrifice for my human experiments. There's no escaping me. Oh, sniff. Mayushi is your hostage. Who is that? It's Okabe, Wander! It's him! I guess I'm stuck here, huh? Ain't no way! You just don't recognize him without the slick back hair, huh? No. I think that's a wonderful story. That doesn't look like him at all. Yeah, he doesn't have the slick back hair, right? He has the more downed hair. And his hunchback and stubble. Okay, well, that is like so many years apart. You can't say hunchback and stubble. Hello? Is it? It is. Ah. It started raining. I looked up just in time for a drop to fall on my cheek. A cold rain started to come down. I didn't think it would start so soon. What should we do? We just gotten here and hadn't done anything. I wanted to at least do a little bit of research before we left. Let's find a place where we can get out of the rain. We can get umbrellas at the convenience store if we need them. Okay. Mary, let's head back to the station for now. Huh? Wow, it's raining. The rain started to come down harder as we ran toward the station. Yeah, I'm soaked. We should have brought umbrellas. We should have brought the umbrellas first, huh? We need to take a shower or we'll catch a cold. I know. Kagura, you want to come to my Yushi's house? We can take a shower together. Huh? Mayuri turned around and suddenly stopped. I stopped too. I looked back and saw Kagura wasn't keeping up with us. She was standing some distance away with a blank look on her face. She was facing us, but seemed to be staring off into the distance. Kagura, what's wrong? I can hear it. Her voice was flat and emotionless. It was like she was a different person than the one that had been there a moment before. What can you hear? The voice! A voice. I hear a voice. Kagura. Mayuri started to walk towards Kagura. I have to go. And suddenly, Kagura ran through puddles of water and out into the street. Kagura! A truck was coming. She's dead! She's a sleeper agent? Not for long. They're putting this agent to sleep. Kagura, run! Mayuri screamed, and my body moved on its own. I yanked Mayuri's shoulder down, knocked her to the ground so that she couldn't run out on her own. Yeah. And then I used the momentum to run out into the street myself. Ocarine! A long time ago, the air wasn't dirty like it is now. Nobody cared if they got wet in the rain. When Mommy was your age, Kagura, she loved the rain. She ran around outside with Ocarine. When you run in the rain, it's like you're swimming in the sea. Ocarine and Mommy were fish swimming in the sea. And only two fish in the world. The only two fish in the world. It was so much fun. Uh-oh. When was that? After I'd been separated from Big Sis Suzuha in 1998, I was locked somewhere for a long time. When did I escape? Why did I escape? I wanted to see Mommy all of a sudden. That was the only reason. At the place where she was kept, Kagura was waiting for the professor to come, like always. When she happened to look outside and see it was raining. When she smelled the water through the window, she remembered what her mom had said. The next thing she knew, she'd taken off the headset she was wearing. Nobody had expected it, so escaping was easy. She ripped off the cords on her arms and used the little window to go outside. And then she'd snuck in the back of a truck that was just leaving the parking lot. The facility she had been kept in must have been deep within the mountains. After hours of shaking, the truck finally reached a town somewhere. When the truck stopped, she jumped out and wandered in the rain with nowhere to go. She didn't have any destination in mind. She wanted to see her mom, but didn't know where she was. And even if she did find her, her mom would have been younger than Kagura, and wouldn't know who she was. Wander mentioned! Wandered, even! It's actually wandered. Wander, so... Yikes! She had run away from the facility on impulse, but she had no money, and there was nothing she could do. Except wait for the professor to come find her. Until then, she wanted to get wet in the rain. I don't want to hear that from you. Why wandered? The rain kept falling for a long time. Her clothes got wet, but she didn't care. It's so weird that the rain doesn't hurt. The rain in this era didn't sting when it landed on your skin. It was warm. For the first time, Kaguri learned that nature could do things other than hurt you. There was life in this rain, that's how it felt to her. The rain in this era was alive. It was totally different from the dead rain of the future. Kaguri kept walking, enjoying the feeling of being surrounded by living rain. How long had she walked? When her legs finally started to get tired, she sat down at a bench with a roof over it. It was a trolley platform. It was unmanned, without even a ticket station. She sat down and looked up at the sky. The rain was still fading. Falling. The rain was still falling. I'm sure God doesn't like this rain. He probably likes the dead rain better than the living. Otherwise, I can't explain why the rain in the future is dead. The dead rain sure didn't seem better than the living rain to Kaguri. But there was one thing she was sure of. In the future, where Mom was, the rain was dead. When she saw Mom again, the rain would be dead. So, she wasn't really mad at God. Are you lost? A boy was standing next to the bench. He was the same age as Kaguri, or maybe a little younger. He was holding an umbrella, but the area below his knees was soaking wet. He must have walked in the rain for a long time. Kaguri said nothing as he sat down next to her. He looked tired and in pain. Me too. The boy talked to her in a voice that was a whisper. What he talked about, she couldn't remember. But he seemed to be in so much pain, as if he was carrying the weight of the whole world, sadness on his shoulders. Why had he talked to her when they'd never met before? Why had he decided to open up to Kaguri? Strangely, it didn't bother her. She was the same. She was the same as he was. And strangely, she realized something. There were things in this world that you just couldn't change. There were things in this world where all you could do was watch them slip through your fingers. You can give up on them, but you had no choice but to give up. She felt that despair. Maybe the rain had brought the two of them together. There were so many people in the world, and yet the two of them had no one they could talk to. So maybe the rain had brought them together. The living rain, the warm rain, the gentle rain. Ocarina and Mommy were fish swimming in the sea, the only two fish in the world. Mommy had looked so happy when she told that story, but it sounded sad to Kaguri, because the world was so big and it was just the two of them alone. It would be lonely and sad to have no one else there. That's what she thought. But now she understood how Mom felt just a little. Just two fish alone in the world. But that was different than being totally alone. The yawns are winning. No matter what else, there was someone next to you who felt the same way. It was lonely, but she was sure it wasn't that lonely. That's what she felt at the bottom of the sea of the living rain. Could play a league game to wake you up. I think that just make me depressed, Water. Alone, solo league. It'd be cooked. Who said that? One above you, Jay. Searching for one. Never mind, it's gone now. Searching for one thing. Searching for one thing. The laughter of the stars. Shining on the wind. If you reach out, you can grab it. I'm innocent, I'm not involved in this. There was nothing Kaguri could do for the boy. But she felt like he needed that song. The next thing she knew, the boy was gone. The rain's not stopping, huh? I've been looking for you. Come on, let's go. What's wrong? I have to go. She shook off the professor's hand and ran off into the street through the pouring rain. And then she saw a truck splashing up water from the puddles as it came barreling towards her. Does this just constantly happen to her? Is she always getting isekai'd? Kurisu, no! I'm alive. Kagari woke up and realized she was in a hospital bed. Kagari! Mary was looking down at her with eyes swollen bright red. Okarin, Kagari's awake! Kagari. You were almost hit by a truck. You weren't hurt, but you passed out, so we called an ambulance just in case. You don't have an insurance card, so the bills are probably going to be crazy. It doesn't matter. It was the only thing we could do. I'm just glad you're safe. Imagine waking up in a hospital and the first thing you hear is, you didn't have insurance, so the bill is going to be astronomical. But hey, you're alive, right? Hi, Norax. I'm just glad you're safe, Kagari. Okarin saved you at the last second. Mayushi thought you were both dead. Mayushi thought... Sob. American experience. Real, though. Don't cry, Mayuri. Okay. Oh, that's right. I kind of remember. Okabe jumped out to save me. I'm sorry. I don't know what was wrong with me. Thanks. No, I'm just glad you're safe. Oh. In a fit of emotion, Mayuri leapt on Kagari. I'm so glad, Kagari. I was really worried. Mayuri. How you doing today, Donorax? Hope you're doing well. No, that wasn't right. Kagari finally understood everything. That wasn't right. That wasn't Mayuri. Yes, that's right. This was Mommy. I finally get to meet you. Now it was Kagari's turn to give Mayuri a big hug. Mommy! Yeah? Mommy? Kagari, no, Mayushi's not your mommy. You are. You're Kagari's mommy. Mommy? Don't worry about it, Livia. She's from the future, and Mayuri is her mother, but she came to the past, and that's why she says mommy. But, you know, thank you for the stretch, Norex. Time travel! How you doing, Livia? Hope you're doing well today. She couldn't stop herself from talking like a little girl. The last 10 years vanished and Kagari was once again a small child. Mommy. Kagari, your memories are back? Uncle Okarin. Yeah, I remember it all now. Doing okay? I've been touching grass a lot. Ooh, be sure to rest up if you need. Glad you're doing okay, though. I'm Mayuri Shino's daughter. My name's Kagari. Huh? But you're older than me, Kagari. And Mayushi's never, had a baby or anything. Mommy, I'm from the future. In the future, you adopted me when I was an orphan. Mayushi did. That's right. You were the one who gave me a reason to live. Glass or grass? Oh, I'm assuming grass. Grass. Okay. Yeah, grass. Grass to spare. I really liked going outside a couple days ago. Would I do it again? Not really, no. That's right. You're the one who gave me a reason to live. You sent me to the safest place you could think of, so that I wouldn't be in danger. The safest place? The past. You probably thought that if I lived in a time when Japan was at peace, I could be safe. But I still missed you. I couldn't find you here. No matter how safe it is, I didn't want to live without you. Mommy, I missed you. Kagari clung to Mayuri on the soft bed and cried for a long time. At first, Mayuri was confused, but she eventually hugged her back gently. Grass hates me. Grass is good for you, Dorax. Touch more. Make grass love you. Or get to concrete. Touch concrete instead. I love me some concrete. Kagari. Mommy. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Wah. Wah. I'm sorry. It must have been so hard. You must have been so lonely. You were sad for so long because of me, weren't you? I'm sorry. Mommy. Huh? You know, sometimes we prefer concrete to grass, Livia. It's just so much nicer with concrete. Thank you for the Titanic. I want y'all to know I'm barely awake right now. Change clap. I'm barely awake right now. And that's how I, Kagari Shina, got all my memories back. The next several months were wonderful. Thank you for the hydrate, Livia. Thank you, thank you. Every day, I would come to the lab and play with Mommy and her friends. League? Wonder, you wouldn't play League after I end stream. I know too well. Also, I should probably sleep. Stay awake? I don't know if I want to. It's 5 a.m. Thank you for the Titanic is kind of crazy. Sorry, thank you for the Titanic flute. You're so right, Jay. That's crazy. Why are you awake to stream? This is my wake up time. Oh, you know how it is. We have games to play. Thank you for the Titanic, they said. Grass trying to kill us all. Every day I would come to the lab and play with Mommy and her friends. They were all wonderful people. There was never a moment where something fun wasn't happening. But why are you streaming at this time, Fade? To finish this route. For real, how much longer is this chapter? I don't know anymore. 20 minutes, I think? Mommy especially tried to spend as much time with me as possible. We'd eat together, go shopping together, or sometimes just walk around with no goal in mind. Easy! It might be longer, I could be wrong. That normal life was everything I'd ever wanted. The voice I'd heard before began to vanish as I spent more time with her. Mommy always smiled. And she always seemed so happy to hear what I had to say. I was so happy. We had a lot of sleepovers too, at the lab, at Mommy's house, at Luca's house. We'd stay up late eating snacks and talking, and then I'd sleep in the same futon as Mommy. It's about 5 hours, no side missions. You're so sick and twisted. We'd both whisper that song. That song that she told me brought us together. And it did. When I was little, Mommy taught me that song. And she learned it from Big Sis Suzua. And Big Sis Suzua learned it from Yuki. And Yuki learned it from Uncle Ocarin's mom. And Uncle Ocarin's mom learned it from Uncle Ocarin. And I didn't know for sure. But if that was true, it was wonderful. I talked about a lot more with Mommy. About school, about the lab, about Uncle Ocarin, about the future, about love. about all kinds of things. One day, she said this to me. Did Okabe learn it from her? That's what I'm thinking. Like, at some point they interacted, and she was able to give him that song. Man, all of them kept you up gaming are sleeping good now, huh? Imagine that. That is crazy. Oh, you know how she talked about the boy? What if that was Okabe? That makes sense. Hey, Kagari. Maishi had an idea. Maybe this song is a song to make the person you love feel better. They lost their most important treasure, and they got so sad, they finally just went to sleep. Wait, I thought that was already implied. Right. But I'm just restating it, you know? I don't know, Kagura seemed pretty old when she escaped from the professor is the issue. But maybe she just always has that long of hair. No matter how much you shake them, they won't wake up. That's how sad they are. But that treasure isn't really gone. It's actually so close they could reach out and touch it. But they don't realize it's so close. All they do is sleep. But really, you know they're waiting for someone to wake them up. Because that person is right next to them. They're not gone at all. I don't know when, but I know that someday they'll wake up. That's what I think that song is. And Mommy looked at me and smiled. Her eyes seemed so clear and calm as she gazed at the moonlight coming in through the curtains. It was the first time I'd seen such a pretty color. When I thought back, I'd actually seen it once before. That day. That rainy day when I got my memories back. She had the same look in her eyes when she held me. She kept saying the same thing. I'm sorry, Kaguri. I thought she was apologizing for what she'd done in the future. I thought that she was apologizing for leaving me all alone. But she wasn't. The apology was only from the Mayuri Shina who lived in 2011. She was saying that she was sorry for leaving me alone. It was about half a year later when I realized this. July 7th, 2011. The day of Tanabata. Oh? Am I wrong about the hour? To tell the truth, I had known it was coming. I wonder why Mommy wanted to come here. Maybe she's thinking of a surprise? Kaguri whispered as if she wanted it to be true. Today was July 7th, Tanabata. The lab was going to have a Tanabata party with the Tanoji family on the roof of the building. It was essentially an excuse to hold a barbecue. The sky was clear that day, so the night stars were sure to be pretty. I have to get back and keep getting ready, with Mommy's help, of course. The Tanoji family! Wonder? I knew it was coming. I knew what this meant. I knew, but I pretended I didn't. I didn't want to come here. I didn't want to see this. I wanted to look away. I took one step after another toward the roof. I need to hurry. Mommy's waiting. You know what they did. Okay, yeah, it is both of them, huh? Yeah, I do know what they did. Why now? Mommy. When I opened the door, I was met with a burst of warmth. I was met with a burst of warm wind and the gentle summer twilight. The stars could already be seen twinkling in the evening sky. Mayuri was there. She was standing right next to the time machine. She had one hand on her head to keep the wind from blowing away her hat, and another reached out toward the sky. Her open hand stretched straight up toward the Akihabara sky, as if she was trying to grab the brightest star. Her eyes seemed to look past the stars towards something beyond. It was so pretty, so ephemeral, and so fragile. Mommy. Kagari couldn't stop herself from crying out. It felt like if she didn't stop her, the stars would take her mother away. Oh, Kagari, Titiru! Mommy. The tension started to drain from Kagari's body. Good. Mommy was acting normal. There was nothing to worry about. Mommy would never leave her. Ever. When Kagari ran over, Mayuri lowered the hand that she'd reached out toward the sky. What's wrong? Why do you want me to come here? Mayuri smiled, slightly embarrassed, and spun the other way. And then she looked up at the time machine. This is what you came here in. This is what you came here in, isn't it, Kagari? Why bring that up? It's not something I... Her words caught in her throat. She realized that the time machine's hatch was open. Why? Why is the time machine's hatch open? And then someone appeared from within the time machine. Kagari. Get it! Why are you... That's what I want to know. What are you two doing? Vixus Mayu, you promised to keep it a secret from Kagari. I'm sorry, I didn't tell you, Suzuha. Mayushi wanted to say goodbye to Kagari no matter what. I'll be done soon, so keep getting ready. Okay, once you're done, get in. Get in! Suzuha disappeared back inside the time machine. A secret? Goodbye? Getting ready? What are you two talking about? I don't understand. She did understand. She'd known the exact reason she'd known exactly what was coming since she'd got the message from her mother. But she didn't want to accept it. She didn't want to accept that the time machine was going to tear her away from her mother again. Listen, Mayushi's about to go back to the past with Suzu, so that the person she loves can wake up. It's impossible. The world lines are going to converge. No matter how hard you try, you can't change them. No one can. You're right. Mayushi can't change them. Then, but you know Ocarine can. Ocarine has the power to change the future. And even Mayushi can go back to that day and give him a little push. That day is our only chance. It won't work! Kagari grabbed Mayuri's arms, but she just smiled sadly. Even if it doesn't, Mayushi wants to see him again. Kyoin Kyoma, I want to see my Hikiboshi again. No. But she knew this was coming. Ever since the day she got her memories back, Kagari's life has been truly happy. She'd lived every day in a peaceful Japan with no war, and with Mayuri and the rest of the lab. Every day shined like a jewel, and she thought it would last forever. But she'd known what that look in Mayuri's eyes had meant. She'd known why even when everyone was having fun, Mayuri always seemed kind of sad. What about me? What happens to me? If Uncle Ocarine does reach Steins Gate, maybe the war won't happen, and maybe a lot of people will be saved. But then, I won't be able to meet you. That's not true. No matter what the future holds, I'm going to meet you. In that world, you might not be alone. You might have a happy life with your real mom and dad. But even if you do, I'll still come to see you. And then we can be really good friends. So you don't need to worry about a thing. You and I might forget about each other. You and I might forget about each other. How can you come find me if you don't remember me? It's impossible. Nope, Mayushi will know who you are. How? How can you be so sure? Because that's fate. The bond between Mayushi and Kaguri won't be broken by anything. So even if we lose our memories, Mayushi will come find you. Mommy. Tears like pearls fell from Mayuri's eyes, but she kept smiling at Kaguri anyway. And for the first time, Kaguri realized how strong Mayuri Shina really was. Fate! I thought this was... You're so sick. This is such an emotional scene. And then we have Fate Grand Order. She realized, even if Mayuri didn't know, how tough and strong her will was. This girl who seemed so small and fragile believed in the power of the future more than anyone in the world. Okay, I'm going to go. Mayuri was about to get in the time machine. She could see Mayuri's legs shaking with each step up the ladder she took. She couldn't let this happen. To be honest, I was hoping Kaguru would be the one hopping the time machine. It would make sense. She's from the future. But instead, Mayuri got the strength and energy to do it herself. Bad wonder. It would just end up with that day in 2036. Kaguri couldn't take that anymore. Wait! Kaguri clung to Mayuri's body. Huh? I won't let you go to the past. I'll go instead. Kaguri grabbed the phone that Mayuri was holding and then pulled down on her hard. Kya? Mayuri lost her balance and fell off the ladder. And Kaguri leapt inside. Kaguri, are you crazy? Kaguri ignored her and leaned out of the hatch to smile down at Mayuri. Mommy, I'll take care of Uncle Ocarine. So just wait there. Kaguri. Big Sis Suzuha, close the hatch. You're sure? Yeah. Alright. The hatch started to close. Mayuri was staring up at Kaguri in shock. Kaguri. Mommy, I'll always love you. In the past, in the present, and in the future. And then the hatch closed. Dang, she got in the time machine. She got in the robot, Shinji. She wiped away the tears, sat down in the passenger seat, and strapped herself in. Suzuha sat in the main seat and grinned. Shinji, chair, please. I didn't think I'd be doing this with you twice. You've just gone back to the first time is all. There's nothing like the first time. You were still sobbing like a little baby then. You're crying a little too, Big Sis Suzuha. You're right. Let's go, Kaguri. To the past. Okay. Suzuha tapped at the console and the whole seat started to shake. At the same time, a pale light began to shine from within the machine. The time travel was beginning. There was no guarantee it would work. She might never see Mayuri again, but she swore that she would make this succeed. As the daughter of Mayuri Shina. Searching for one thing. The laughter of the stars, shining on the wind. If you reach out, you can grab it. No matter how far apart they were, that song would connect them together. Oh my god. We did it. Flashbang! We get the song! What? That's the end. Pat, thank you. Honestly, that scene with Kagari and Mayuri kind of made me tear up a little. It was just really good. Is this the song? I think so. I don't speak Japanese, so I can't really say for sure, but hopefully they keep cutting off the story whenever they actually time travel. Well, there was that one time they cut off the story when Okabe gave up on life. And then there was that one time they cut off the story when Maho was like, I'm gonna go save the world. I'm getting copyrighted. It's over. Goodbye, YouTube bod. I loved you while you lasted. But what a banger, right? Am I right or am I right? Sheesh. Banger alert. Hoshi no Kanada Deru Uta is the song that we're listening to. Stars no girl. Stars of girl. It's over. I saw Beppis in the credits. W Beppis. Game over. Thank you, Wonder on YouTube. The better Wonder, some may say. Was it deleted is crazy. You're so sick, Wonder. People vanish. Honestly, that Mayuri and Kagari scene did make me tear up a little. That was, I don't know, their dialogue just hit. Their dialogue just hit different, you know? And that's it. Recursive Mother Goose completed. New item was added to CG. New wallpaper settings. Ooh. Alright. We'll wrap it up there. And we'll do the next ending next week. I should go to bed. It is 5:30 a.m. I don't know why I'm not asleep yet. Who do I send you to?
Emotional damage.
Honestly, real. I feel very emotionally damaged right now. Thank you for the emotional damage, Wander. It was actually around 20 minutes. 20 more minutes, right? I was on the mark because I said that at 2 hours, 40 minutes into stream, and now it's 3 hours. Wander. Why do you yell Wander? Story of my woe-begotten life fade. Classic. Why do you scream out Wander? Why do you scream out his own name? Wander? You thanked me for the sound. Oh, did I? I meant Norax. Oh, my bad. Thank you, Norax, for the sound alerts. Oopsie. Sorry, my brain's gone. It's over. I've been awake too long. Yo, is there somebody in the Steins Gate category? Imagine the absolute cinema of someone being in the Steins Gate 0 category at this time of day. No. There was no one. There was no cinema. Steins 0 at this time of year in this part of the country at this time of day? Damn, that sucks. People vanish. Yo, imagine the absolute cinema that someone's streaming Hello Charlotte right now. And we're just gonna raid into the go. Okay, yeah, no one. Okay. Yeah, no, that's fair. Someone playing E33. I could. Okay, but the absolute cinema that someone's playing Ghost Pier right now at this time of day okay. The absolute cinema that someone's playing Your Turn to Die at this time of day, at this place and time. Okay. Give up, Fade. It can't be this hard. The absolute cinema that someone's playing Amori at this time of day, at this place of night. Are you kidding me? All the man wants is emotional breakdown. Let him have it one. Viet who? Okay, Amori's insane though, that no one's there. You know what? There is no cinema. Oh, I think Itzura wanted me to raid into this person one day a long time ago. And I think Lofi raided them before too. So I'm just gonna raid them. I'm gonna send you to Nox. Or no, I'm gonna send you to Callie. That's what she goes by. Callie. She's a hermit elf princess who loves video games and is playing Valorant. Here's our raid message. Here's the sub variant. Feel free to use either one you like. I'm gonna go to bed and wake up at 5 p.m. tomorrow. No stream tomorrow because Expedition 33 will be moved to Monday and it'll be a long stream. But there will be a stream Sunday and it'll be get to work again. Oh boy, can't wait to do that. Yippee. Okay. Thanks again for the sound alerts, Norax. Bye, Wander. Bye, Norax. Bye, Jay. Bye, anyone lurking as well. Have a great morning, afternoon, evening, and or night. And be nice to Callie, who's playing Valorant right now. Okay, bye. Bye, everyone. Thanks for stream. Thanks for being here. Bye. Have fun. See you Monday. See you Sunday. See you Sunday for the most painful experience you'll witness. Part 2. Yippee. Bye everyone. Take care.